Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Season 2026 is here. It's Good Friday football, and it's the Rowville Hawks taking on the South Belgrave Saints, of course. And South Belgrave, their first ever Premier Division game after winning the Division 1 flag last year. All roads lead to Seebeck Oval for this massive clash for the Eastland match of the day. Well, it's on the live stream today, unfortunately not on Radio Eastern 98.1. My name is Blake Tennant, and I'm joined here by the 2025 Clinton Grivis medalist represent in Chris Cordes. Welcome aboard, mate.
Thank you, Blake. What an introduction. I could get used to hearing that. But yeah, no, pleasure to be here alongside yourself. Like you said, it's at Seebeck Oval. Looking to kick-start the 2026 Eastern Football Netball League season. Looks like I was a bit concerned actually last night. Heard quite a bit of rain coming through, but looks like pretty good conditions out here. Pitch looks all right when we're looking at the Reese's game in front of us right now. So I should be a good day for footy.
No, it should be really exciting. You know, it's a bit overcast, bit of all that. I'm not going to talk about the rain thing because I'll probably jinx it, knowing me as well. There's a bit of clouds around Seebeck Oval as we speak right now. And if you're wondering what the reserve score is, it's Rowville 6-6-42 to South Belgrave 5-3-33, just in the last quarter. So we'll be running a bit late, but that means we've got a bit of a pre-game to talk about, Chris. So we'll start us off right now. You can tune into the Eastland match of the round on Radio Eastern right now if you wish. It's Blackburn 24 to Bowen 8. So fast start for the Burners in the grand final rematch there, Chris. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And, you know, we thought that might be the case. Obviously, Bowen, quite a few big names from their 2025 and 2024 premiership seasons out. You know, they're missing the likes of Charlie Haley goes, their captain, and their big ruckman, Chevy Anderson. And also, I think, Kane Turner's made his way out alongside Durden too. So there's quite a few outs for that side. A long way from a rebuild, though. They'll definitely be pulling no punches and saying they want to be back and they want to make it 3 in a row. So there's a few names to look out for in that one. I think Jimmy Miller is starting in the ruck. They initially brought him down as a centre-half forward. You know, when I talked to their coach, Brendan Sanderson, pre-season for their season preview article, they did say they're looking to get him centre-half forward just as a bit of an aerial threat, something that they haven't had there in a while, but he's in the ruck to start off with. So an interesting mix. Obviously, Blackburn looking to get a bit of revenge, or a bit of a sour taste in their mouth from that last game of the season last year, obviously. And now, you know, they've come back with a fairly similar side. Obviously, no Cooper Trembath in there, who's been killing it in the in North Melbourne side, which is great to see.
He's on track to. He's on massive. You know, he's gigging a goal a game pretty much. So
yeah, well, he was going at 3 a game for their first 4. I think. So
I think I saw something. He's on track for Wayne Carey sort of stats at North Melbourne. So that is very good to see. No Riley Studdart for Blackburn, as well as Jack Tillig as well for the Tigers. So a couple of big outs for that game as well. So we want you to stay on this game, of course. Well, if you're a Bowen or Blackburn fan, you can tune in to that game on Radio Eastern 98.1 on the radio, or you can stay on the YouTube and Facebook screens during the afternoon. So that's that game. So we'll talk about this game a little bit in depth sort of thing if you want to talk about that. But as we all know, South Belgrave, what a game that was last year, Chris. A 1-point thriller over Park Orchards to get their Division 1 premiership right there. And now they're heading up to Seebeck Oval against the red hot. Well, I put him down for the premiership, Chris. Where did you put Rowville? I know me and Josh Ward, we both put him in for the premiership favourites, but where have you put Rowville sort of in your pre-season?
Yeah, you boys took them high, and I was listening to that pre-season podcast as well. Great job from yourselves, and I believe Ryan Long, the media manager, was on that one as well. But I know you and you and Josh Ward there went with them as premiers. I've probably got them down as second. I'll probably have them as maybe runners up, possibly even a prelim. I'm liking the look of Blackburn so far. Obviously, you know, they'll be running it back with a fairly similar squad. I'm also pretty bullish on South Croydon so far this season, although we've not seen them yet. You know, it's easy to speculate over pre-season, but they came over the wet sail at the end of 2025, and they'll certainly be looking to make an impact. So Rowville, though, talking about this one, obviously a very, very strong side. I think it was unanimous kind of across the board in the media team. They're finishing top 2.
Yeah,
They've already penciled that in, so hopefully we don't jinx them.
Just a couple of inclusions as well that I might add as well, Chris, with Rowville. And now this player that stands out to me, and he's going to have an immediate impact for Rowville today, I reckon, and that man is Jordan Jaworski. Now, Jordan Jaworski, if you don't know Jordan Jaworski, he's an absolute star, and unfortunately, he had Aaron Mullett to deal with in Wandon because he kicked 129 goals, and he was kind of like the second or third string. So him and Lockie Wine will be the two main forwards for Rowville. But I just want to talk about him. So in 3 years, Chris, Jordan Jaworski kicked 116 goals in 3 years playing for Wandon, and he obviously during COVID and all that was at Lilydale and spent some time at the Eastern Rangers. So he's going to have a big impact, I reckon, just the way he can go about. He kicked 10 goals against Gembrook Cockatoo one time too, so he knows where the goals are. And I feel like if you want to talk about players who are going to say, you know, welcome to Rowville sort of thing, this man is Jordan Jaworski. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him go at it as well. Josh Bennett is coming back into the team from VFL duties at Collingwood, so he'll be playing for them. And just a major team change, sorry. Tyson Schruck will be coming in for Patrick Corfey for this game as well. So one change there for the Hawks, and yeah, as you said, they're going in full strength, I think, with this Rowville team. I can't really find any weak point, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good point, Blake. And, you know, looking at, obviously on the EFNL website, we have all the VFL list of players up there. I believe Rowville are leading any club across any competition. So it's certainly one to keep an eye on Rowville. If they put up a strong performance today, they will be doing it without, I think, 4 or 5 of their VFL listed players that are playing elsewhere. But, you know, we do get the privilege of seeing, you know, Liam Coughlin from Sandringham list. Like you said, Josh Bennett comes in from Collingwood. Seth McDonald's on Box Hill's list. So there's plenty of talent out there, and there's plenty more to come in and out throughout the season. So certainly something to keep an eye on for Rowville. There'll be weeks where, you know, they get the rub of the green and they'll have, you know, 7 or 8 of those guys in that team and firing, and you'll think, geez, these guys will probably play AFL. And there'll be, you know, there'll also be weeks where they've maybe only got 1 or 2, and then they might struggle a bit more. But it'll be interesting because it's something that they'll have to deal with. It's something that all teams, especially across Premier Division, will have to deal with. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and just having a look, you know, Josh Clark, what a season he had last year, and the Chandler Medal just showed it as well. I think he came runners-up or 3rd or 4th place, one of them. He came in the top 4. So he's going to be a big out, but I think they've got enough players to get him over the line, I think, for Rowville. For South Belgrave, we'll touch on them. They've got a couple key inclusions, of course. Liam Kidd comes back into South Belgrave. Obviously a very big name, the Kidd name in South Belgrave for them. Looking at through, Zach Reeves is playing. He used to actually play on this very oval, Chris. Used to play for Rowville, spent some time at Castlemaine, and then now he's back at he's playing at South Belgrave and also at Sandringham for that one. Matt Evans as well. He knows his ground pretty well. Yep. And another familiar name, Kane Young as well. I don't think he's playing though today, but that's another key inclusion for that one. So the Saints here coming into Premier Division footy, first time ever, and believe it or not, Chris, I've did my homework coming into this game. Rowville and South Belgrave have only met twice in their whole, like, you know, when they played against each other.
Righto.
The first game was winding back the clock. I think our Rowville person, Ray Baird, would probably remember because it was in 1967. But that was the last time they played against each other, and they've only played twice in the Eastern Footy Netball League, Chris. So there's and people saying about this rivalry. I know there's been a few players coming and going, but that's just what I'm hearing as well. So that's the side. Are you happy with this side? You know, I know there's a few old bodies still kicking around. You know, the Garner brothers are still in the same team. obviously Tim Smith, Leo Barry, you can call him that if you want,
Yeah.
after last year's heroics. But yeah, it's going to be the same sort of team. I think they've actually brought in maybe 3 to 6 players, I would say.
Yeah, the South Belgrave side, there was a lot of talk, towards the end of last year. If they do go up, what happens to those guys, the Smiths and the Garners? And, they've kind of been subject to those talks a bit in the past as well. But looking in, and obviously Kane Young Lees, that's one of the storylines today. Obviously, there's a few players crossing the divide, like you said, but they do bring in Liam Kidd. He comes back. Matt Evans comes in. Zach Reeves signs. So there's a few guys coming back for them, which is good because, when you're recruiting, a lot of the time when you talk to coaches, they want people that can kick a foot in. They want people that can make an impact on the pitch, but they're also, or on the field, I should say, but they're also very much looking for guys that are ingrained in the culture of the club, and they understand what it means to pull on a Saints jumper. So Kristen Hite will be happy with that. And now that all that kind of speculation around the Garners and around Smith and if they might be leaving is gone, you look at them and that's still a very strong list. Although they haven't gone and recruited a ton of players, some people might be looking and saying, well, gee, the last team that did that and didn't recruit phenomenally was Mitcham, and they went down after one season. But these are guys that have been Premier Division standard for a long time. And we saw that, your Premier Division players are going to stand up in the big moments, and we saw that in last year's Division 1 Grand Final against Park Orchards. Namely, as you said, Tim Smith.
Do you see, now I'm going to ask you this question, we actually haven't had a sit down and have a look over it, but do you see South Belgrave being the easy beaters in this competition, or do you see them actually being competitive and, staying up in Premier Division football this year?
I don't see them being as a penciled win. I really don't. I think, they've had stellar home form, albeit, Division 1, it's a big leap to come up, so
it is,
you have to take it with a grain of salt of how much you can transfer that, but they're a really solid side. Like you said, in these Premier Division games, all of a sudden you might have a half second less with the footy when it's in your hands, and sometimes the grounds might feel like they're shrinking on you because of how well teams set up, and that's when you need your experience and your leadership players to step up. And you're looking at Tim Smith, your Taylor Garner, led the Division 1 for goal kicking last season, 69 goals in that campaign. You look at Mitch Garner in the ruck, and there's just quality all through this side, with Durayo and Liam Kidd coming back, and these are guys that are going to step up in the moments and not just all in one spot of the ground either. They have a class throughout their lines, which is really good. So they have leaders. Obviously, we know in Premier Division you can't really have any passengers, but they have a good spearhead to take them through this division. And talking to Kristen Hyde ahead of the season, he said their goal was, to kind of get midway through the season, start to get towards the end of the season, and kind of see where they're at. Because they said they want to be competitive. Ideally, they'd love to be competing for finals, but they understand where they're at as well. So their checklist is kind of make sure we're clear of relegation, and then we can start pushing towards finals and having a look at that. And in all honesty, we saw a side like Blackburn who took a massive leap last season. Obviously, they were in the division, but all their mantra at the start of the season was give yourself that foundation, get off to the quick start, get 1, maybe 2 in the bank, and then you can build off that as it comes, because we know that, mid-season and throughout the season, injuries will hit. Weather gets colder, it's rainier, it's, wetter conditions out there, lower scoring games. You can have an upset here or there. But if they can get off to a good start, even if it's not out here today, if they can get off to a good start and even look at round 4, maybe 2-2, dare I say it, 3-1, they can start to build, and teams will certainly start to take notice.
I think so too. I feel like you've got to bank the wins early. This is the perfect opportunity to, make a statement. That's what I'm also looking for. And you got in front of me here. This is South Belgrave's opening, couple games as well. This game, of course, and then they've got Berwick away. So you kind of look at that, and then Noble Park, like that to me is 2 winnable games. I can see that, and then they've got Doncaster East after that. So I think if they get, this will be. If they win today, I reckon they'll go 3-0. If they can win today, I don't think they'll win today, South Belgrave, but can you imagine if they win today, that the confidence that they'll have heading into Berwick, which is not hard to play at, let's be real here, it will be pretty tough, don't you reckon? Yeah,
that's exactly right, and we've heard a lot about Edwin Flack, but Berwick are a team that, obviously it's easy to speculate throughout the off-season and the pre-season, like we've said, but this is a team that he's kind of been down that end of the table, dare I say, throughout the last couple of seasons, or the last season, really. But you're right, if they can get a scalp here, it would be an absolutely outrageous start, because obviously people are looking at them. The advantage, there's a lot of disadvantages with earning promotion in sport. You're going up, competitions get harder. Sometimes you don't know the opposition you're playing against. But that can also very easily be a benefit. They're coming into this side it's like we've said, pretty much everyone in the media team has Rowville pinned as top 2 nailed on pretty much. But if you're looking at it from a South Belgrave perspective, they've probably barely ever seen these guys play. So they don't know what to expect. So all that is in their mind is let's go out, let's play our way, and let's play as best we can.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you do that, and you keep plugging away at it, All it takes is a quarter time for these teams to be fairly level. Well, and they're thinking, gee, we're right in this. And then that can spiral, and they're taking into Berwick, and they're taking to Noble Park. And even, round 3, Doncaster East have been known to drop a winnable game.
Yeah. Well, if you have a look at it, if South Belgrave, sorry if we've got any Carlton supporters watching on, but if Rowville, let's say, are in half time, they can say the scoreboard will be flicked over 0-0, and they could do well, and then as we all know with the Carlton story how it's been going, they lose after half time. So that's a big point to South Belgrave. Sorry for any Carlton supporters that are tuning on. We might have Josh Ward tuning in on the boundary today, so if he's around. But I've got another question as well for you, Chris. This ground here at Seebeck Oval, do you see it being the same as South Belgrave Reserve? Do you see a little bit of a advantage sort of thing, same ground, or do you think it's a bit smaller compared to Seebeck?
It's very interesting because, like we said, South Belgrave did have very strong home form and, slightly similar grounds today, but you can also look at it and say it's not so much the ground itself, but rather how the teams play the ground. So obviously Rowville will come in here, they'll have their game plan set up, how they want to maximise the advantages they can get out of this ground. They'll know that well. And on the flip side, South Belgrave won't know that well. So it might be a case, Blake, and I also want to throw this one at you, where going in at half-time, no matter what the score is, do you think, we see Christian Haidt go in and now with a half a footy under his belt, he can start to make some tactical changes? Because obviously if they're down, he'll want to change a few things, but it's kind of that question of how much experience do you want to see in this division, or do you want to see from this South Belgrave side before they can start to plan towards their opposition?
Well, if you have a look at it, I could perfectly sum that up for you, because if you have a look at the grand final from last year, they put Tim Smith and Taylor Garner down back a little bit too, and also that courageous mark that Tim Smith took in the back line for South Belgrave. So if things aren't going well forward-wise, you can also chuck in Tim Smith or even a Taylor Garner to maybe even play off the half-back sort of thing. So that's another example that Christian Haidt has got to use with the South Belgrave team as well. So they've got a lot. I'll have a look at both of these sides, and they've got a lot of power just in the midfield as well, and they're going to use that to their strengths. And to be honest, and listening into a few articles with Jared I think it was yesterday, talking about Rowville, how Ben Wise has come out and said we're going to be more of a fitter, stronger, finishing the game off. So that's going to that to me feels like if South Belgrave are, let's say, up by 15 points, I would say Rowville could easily run the game out just due to the fitness and capabilities of what they have. Yeah,
well, we saw a similar situation last season, didn't we, in round 1? Obviously, Mitcham were hosting Vermont, and Mitcham had just gone up, and they got out to a good lead in that game. In the last quarter, they had chances to put it away at 2 or 3 goals up, and they were missing set shots from 30 out. And then all of a sudden, with the quality that they do, Vermont come out and they put together an absolute flurry to just storm home. And actually, Sam Wiedemann kicked 7 on that day. Not sure if we'll see a 7-goal haul here today.
Oh, we might. Lockie Wine.
Yeah, we might.
First game back. We'll talk about Keep Going, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get around to that. But it's one of those things where if South Belgrave are up and we're getting into the 4th quarter and we're getting deep into that final term, it's almost a danger to think, okay, let's try and protect this, because Ben Weiss has put a lot of emphasis, like you said, on being able to be fitter and be stronger and really focusing on that strength and conditioning side of it. And that might mean that if South Belgrave try to lock the game down, they're not only trying to lock the game down, but they're inviting pressure onto themselves.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, once that happens, and you'll see it across really any level of a whole multitude of sports, once that happens, and if Rowville can get on top of them and South Belgrave are down, it's very hard to then click out of that defensive gear and go back to what was working. So it's something that we'll definitely have to keep an eye on.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got the reserve score. Rowville have just gone out of the blocks here. They lead 10-6, 66 to South Belgrave, 6-3, 39. There's 43 seconds to go. So We might, so we've got a bit of time to talk still, but I think we're going to mention hot off the press as well. So Lockie Wine is back full-time for Rowville this year, and as well he's bringing his buddy with him too, with Tyler Edwards as well. Best on ground in that semi-final against South Croydon. He's going to be an absolute star, and he was a member, I believe, of that Rowville side that won the premiership in 2023. So that's two heavily great inclusions for Rowville to have them in your side full time for the whole year. Because you imagine that's another two players playing VFL footy. They'll be 11 for Rowville. So now that they've got these two playing in your side every week, it's a great inclusion, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's almost a case with this Rowville side where we know they had so much inconsistency in their list last season for various reasons. Some of them were injuries, some of them were players going away for holidays and whatnot, but it's almost like some of these guys that are coming back and committing full time and really putting up that availability, it almost feels like they're new players in themselves. So like you said, Lockie Wine recommits full time. Another player that's done that is Jesse Eichhoff. We won't see him today, unfortunately, but he's another one that's committed full time. And we see the likes of the big bull in the middle, Anthony Brolick. He missed time last season as well, and there's a few players that are similar to that as well. So it's almost like with this Rowville side, you might look at it and go, okay, they've signed X amount of new players, but it feels like they're getting more of an influx of talent because of the guys that they're now going to get for 16, 17 games out of an 18-round season.
Yeah, as Rowville now enter the ground for the first time in 2026. And how good's the music? Just having a listen now there. I think they've got a bit of Enter Sandman. That always pumps me up when I'm about to run through when I used to play. Footy as well. We're not going to talk about that.
What would your go-to song be, Blake?
If I had a goal song? Are
Are
you talking goal song or walkout song?
Give me one of each.
Okay, so for gold song, I'll probably just go maybe just The Sex on Fire.
Okay.
By Kings of Leon.
Solid.
That's a good one. I like that one. And then, Sweet Caroline. I like to get the crowd involved. And then pre-game song would probably have to be either Lose Yourself.
Okay, I like that.
Or Enter Sandman. That's always
Enter Sandman's classic,
it's a great song. So Rowville coming onto the ground as we speak.
And if I can ask you a question, Blake, just before we get going,
go for it.
Where do you think this game is going to be won? Because we've heard a lot about these two sides of midfield, and obviously they've both got a lot of class between the lines.
Yeah.
What's kind of, if you're in the coach's box, if you were next to Ben Wise or Kristen Hyde at this stage, what are you kind of highlighting, saying we need to get this right in order to get a grip of this game?
Well, it's obviously the midfield, as you talked about, because that's where the ball gets kicked around in a bit. But it's going to come down to your key forwards. And, looking at the two number twos right now as we speak, Tim Smith and Lockie Wine. That's two big boys right there. We all know what Lockie Wine can do. But it also comes down to your small forwards, like Taylor Garner, as you mentioned before, with 69 goals last year. So, and ongoing Jaworski. So it's going to come down to your mid forwards, your small forwards, and also your key forwards to obviously win you the game. And the midfield will have a huge say. As we speak right now, the umpires are rolling in. It's starting to come real in a few moments' time. It's a later start today due to the reserves starting a little bit later today. So I think we'll probably go, I'm no oracle, but I'm going to say we'll start at 3:20, just like the classic Sunday afternoon footy time slots back in the day. So South Belgrave still haven't come on the ground yet. So
well, while we wait for them, Blake, one thing I'm really looking forward to today is the ruck battle. Obviously, Nick Schoenmaker's the big man in there for Rowville. He, I believe, led the team in ranking points last season, courtesy of Premier Data, and I think was going at about 48 hit-outs a game at some stage. So, he'll come up against a bit of a tag team from South Belgrave in Mitch Garner and Clay Tucker themselves. So that'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Obviously, first use will be so important today. And just quickly, speaking of Premier Data, they have helped us out here at the EFNL. We do have our own app now.
How good is this app?
So we have a standalone app now. If you're tuning in and you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, obviously all of our fixtures have been available on Play HQ for the last few years. But we now have, thanks to Premier Data, an EFNL app. So you can find it on the App Store, Google Play, wherever you find your apps. Just type in EFNL. It's got fixtures. It has live stats for some games, I believe.
You can have a look at the Blackburn game, and I can also go on. But this is the best app ever, I reckon. It's almost like the AFL app, but it's a great app. It goes through all of our articles, Chris and I's articles are in there.
And the EFNL record, you can see who's tipping what, who knows their stuff, who doesn't.
Even go on my fairness page. That's a bit further. I'm sure you don't want to know what I put in the fairness every week, but that's sort of what we've got going here. So It's starting to build the crowd. The crowd is absolutely building as we speak right now. So great things. If you look at the hill, we will see it in the broadcast a bit later on, but the hill is flowing up. And if you had a hill burger, you've got to have a hill burger with, and that should be. I actually had a hill burger.
We're bringing back Blake's Burgers this season.
If Ryan lets me.
I would love to.
I know.
I'll advocate for it for
sure. I
sure.
think East Springwood won it. East Springwood won it 2 years ago. I didn't have it last year, unfortunately, but it's
right.
The good ones there. And South Belgrave now come onto the ground as we speak. They enter the cauldron as well for this exciting Premier Division clash as well. So both sides are on the ground as we speak. A couple of the big names, big bodies are on the ground as we speak. Enter Sandman is going off as we speak.
Find me a brick roll. I'm ready to run through.
I know. It's a great song to just get yourself up and about for this clash. So we're not too far away. I think I could be on the ball here for a 3:20 start here, but
yeah, you might be right, Blake.
We've got 9 minutes.
Yeah, we've obviously got the other game going across the Premier League. Yes. Down a ball in the grand final rematch. So that's currently 8 minutes gone in the second quarter. Ball in 4-2-26, trailing Blackburn 5-3-33. Ball have come out in the second term, kicked 3 straight in about 6 minutes. So Anthony Fagan's side a bit under the cosh at the moment, but we'll see what they're about.
Can you check who's got the goals? I don't know if they.
We only can if they put them into Play HQ, so I don't think they've done that yet.
Or something. Yeah, I don't know if they've got them updated, but yeah, if we can get that. But no, that's really excited as well. So a bit overcast conditions as we speak right now. The clouds are around down here at Seebeck Oval. The captains are in the middle of the ground as we speak. Anthony Brolick and Tim Smith for the respective sides. We'll have a look who's going to win the toss. And it's South Belgrave. They'll be kicking to the hill end, I would say. I don't know what the famous ends down here are. We might have to get our Rowville man.
Where are the roads?
Yeah, so
well, Stud Road would be that way, wouldn't it?
Stud Road's that way.
So Rowville will be kicking to Stud Road.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah.
And
South Belgrave kicking to the hill end or the police road end.
I'll go hill end. I like hill end.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Dandenong end, right? So Rowville going to the Dandenong end.
Yeah.
We've had the call. And I like the hill end.
Yeah.
I like that. It's got a bit of culture. Are you superstitious about a tip, Blake? Are you kind of guy where it's, whoever wins the opening tip wins the game? Or are you an opening bounce guy, or an opening ball up?
I call it the tip off. I know the NBA, I know that if you follow your basketball, that's what they call it, but the tip off, the first throw up, that sounds a bit bad.
This is something we don't see every day. We've got an umpire with a GoPro.
So, jeez,
I've seen the Premier League in England have introduced a ref cam.
Look at this.
The EFNL.
Bailey O'Neill there as well, the umpire. He's probably looking at me as he's looking at the cameras, and he knows where they are, that's for sure. He won a cricket grand final a couple of weeks ago.
Congratulations to the big man.
Yeah, how good was, I know we're talking a bit off air, but they were 9 down. I don't know if you know cricket, Chris, but they were 9 down and they needed 3 runs in the last 4 overs, and 1 wicket down, and they won. So that's incredible. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll watch this game back and he'll let me know. Thanks for saying good words about me. But, but we're about to start this game. Another great inclusion. I've just seen him on my screen just then. Braden Ryan coming into the side. Unfortunately missed out in the Division 1 grand final due to an injury. So that's great to see a former Easter Rangers man. So it's great seeing him back on the park playing at the moment.
And it hurts, doesn't it? Not only when you have one of your own miss out, but also one of your leaders, obviously vice captain of the side this year, and it's one of those ones where you hate to be on the sideline because you feel like you can't so much affect the game, but God, it would have felt good even when they got over the line in the end. Yep.
So I've got a serious question. What do you think the players are saying right now? If you're in both camps.
Right. Let me start with South Belgrave. I reckon South Belgrave is a case of control what we can control today. And what I think that means is they need to go out, new pitch, or new field I should say, new division, new opponent. They need to worry about them. They need to make sure they're hitting their KPIs. If they're looking at marks, if they're looking at handball receives, whatever it might be, they need to make sure they get that run. But also I think one thing that Tim Smith or Taylor Garner or whoever's running those talks, and I'm sure will be in their line meetings as well, they'll be needing to make sure that if Rowville get on the front foot early, we need to stand up tall and not go into our shells. And I think from Rowville, this is a side where, you know, they're excited for the start of a season. They're excited for what it might hold. They know they're one of the powerhouses of this division. I think they're saying, you know, let's give them a welcome to the league moment and let's put our stamp on this game. And as I finish saying that, Blake, I would like to know your tips for the winner today. Give us a margin as well and maybe a best on ground shout as well.
I'm going to go Rowville. I think they've had a strong pre-season. Can't see them really losing unless South Belgrave have a really good statement game. But I'm going Rowville by about 23 points. And best on ground, he was highlighted in the interview, Anthony Brolick. I think he'll have a strong performance for the Hawks. And you, Chris?
Well, you kind of stole my thought process there at the end. I like Anthony Brolick for best on as well. I think he looks a man that is fit and firing for this. I'll go Rowville. I'll go by 35.
Yeah.
As we're getting ready here, the sides are set up. We've got all the patrons off. We are waiting. We've waited nearly 200 days for Eastern Football Netball League footy to be back, especially in the Premier Division. And the ball is up, and to take us away will be Blake Tennant.
There we go. Good Friday footy. Tim Smith in the midfield. And notice one thing I've seen today in Rowville, straight out of the blocks, a hand pass, that was by Jaworski, finds McDonald, and a kick, that was by Lockie McDonald again, blind again, the big impact, getting it first with the crumbs was Jonty Duffy, and that's going to be a throw-in, bit of spice early, getting into the boys, the pressure's kicking in.
Well, we saw straight away they looked for Wind early. He's a big opposing figure, especially if he can get the lead.
So it's in the pocket of Rowville's, attacking 50 as we speak. Wind in the ruck against Garner. Garner gets a hit out. Short kick, but it was smothered by South Belgrave. Tackle laid. Rowville got the numbers. Getting a kick was Stapleton, and it's going to be rushed through from behind. So there's the first score for the Rowville South Belgrave. Good Friday footy. It's Rowville 1 behind to South Belgrave, yet to score. Chris.
We'll see what they're going to go for out of this kick in here from the Saints. Their first chance to get a bit of possession of the footy, and looks like they're setting up down the far side. The kicking comes in from Wine and will go straight down the corridor. Plenty around it. Fish through the middle was Young, playing against his former side. Now there's plenty of footy to be won in the centre. It's going to come out through Mazzone, who's had plenty of the footy, 8 times in best last season. Will be wrapped up in the middle. Tackle laid there by Nick Keeling. We'll have a ball up. So the Rucks will go at it again. High contact free kick will go the way of the Hawks. And they'll look to go quick straight away. Handball receive goes the way of Coughlin, who looks deep inside forward 50. Well taken in set mark, playing in front. So the Saints hold up through Wind. That's Daniel Wind as they'll go wide now. Mark taken McIntyre, will look to play on, pressure on him, but hoofs one down the line. 2v1 contest there, works cut out for the Saints as Hawks go to ground. They've fallen on the footy, appeals. Umpire says nothing doing, play on. South Belgrave with their first forward 50 entry, and it'll go out the back, and Garner's just got it off the wrong side of the boot. Well, you would have backed him as a first goal scorer if you were a betting man, wouldn't you, Blakey? But he's just got that one off the outside.
So South Belgrave get their first score ever in Premier footy as we speak. But Taylor Garner already having the impact as we talk about. So Rowville will have this kick in. 1-1 at the moment. Going to get it outside. First to get there will be Swainston. And Box Hill's loose as we speak. Finds Verrill. And smothered off the boot. South Belgrave will swoop around this one. Tackled by first to the ball will be Damien Garner. And a tackle was laid. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in on South Belgrave's opposing forward arc here.
It's good forward half pressure from the Saints, isn't it, Blake?
Yes, indeed, which is what you want to see from the new team. They don't want to go into Rowville and say, hey, we're here to play, boys. Those are two rucks, Tucker and Shawmakers. Brolick gets a hand pass. We've seen his name called a bit. Ball's on the other side, the broadcast end here. Bit of a push, shove it there. It's going to be wrapped up yet again, and we're going to have another ball up here. Early stages of the first quarter. Rowville 1 to South Belgrave 1 as well as we speak. Two rucks going at it. Ball's just going around as we speak, trying to find an easy look, and it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to South Belgrave. And it's going to go to Roger Mazzone.
Looks like he backs himself from here.
Jeez, if you're having a look at it right now, it's probably about 60 metres, I would say. Would you say?
Yeah, around about. If you've got 50-metre arcs, I know some of the grounds don't, but he'll know better than we do.
So this will be South Belgrave's first premier goal. Mazon lines up, and it's going to go to the left, and that's going to be a point to South Belgrave. So 2 behind South Belgrave, Rowville 1 behind, Chris.
Well, Curry was never the distance there, was it? As we saw plenty of distance on that kick, and just setting up now as we're waiting to get the footy back over the fence. One of the brilliant things about local footy here is play on out of the goal square from Coghlan, who's got kicking duties. He finds a short uncontested mark. Just in that far back pocket, they'll look to chip one down the line again and do so. Mark taken. So a bit of movement ahead of the footy now is leading up. Nearly got it taken off by his teammate, but well taken mark from Kane Young. He's one of the storylines of this one. It'll be interesting to see if he gets a bit of attention from his former teammates. They'll look to centre the ball again, back inside their defensive 50 to Swainston, who moves it out one further. They'll look to go straight ahead of us. Drilled kick, perfectly done, but dropped chest mark from Stainthorpe there as the Saints are looking to bring it out. It's with Declan Smith, wrapped up, holding the ball. Great recovery there from the Hawks after the uncontested error. And they'll look to go down the line here, clob it over the back of the head, but still up there, couldn't quite take the mark, was McDonald. No stranger to a Hawks Guernsey as he is on the Box Hill list as we alluded to before, but Rucks will make their way over. Schoenmakers and Garner, 2 big boys. They cancel each other out. Duraio's in there looking to burst through, but Duraio will take the tackle there. A turn tackler, I should say, as you're right in front of us. Great viewpoint we've got here on the boundary line at Seebeck Oval. Thank you for tuning in for our Good Friday fixture, I should say, as Duraio's around the footy, applying pressure there. It's going to come out through McDonald, who slams it on the boot. Great body work there in the defensive 50 from Tyrese Liu. 7 interceptions a game last season, but he's made a bit of a butchery of the handball, and marks paid though. So South Belgrave managed to recover as they'll look to go out to the far side. We've seen quite a bit of this chip kick to exit defensive 50, haven't we, Blake?
We have indeed, and it's going to go to the outer side broadcast. Bit of feisty start to this game, which is what you want to see. And tries to kick it to Brolick, and that's going to be a mark taken, advantage call. But first to get there will be South Belgrave, and that's going to be a rush behind. So it's going to be a boundary throw in just on the pocket of the forward arc here, again, down here at Rowville. Seebeck, Good Friday footy, great to be here. First game of 2026. So the umpire will throw it in, Lockie Wine in the ruck. Going up against Big Garner in Damien. So Wine was struggling to get out, got jostled out, and it's inside the centre line of Rowville's attacking 50 here. It's directly in front right now as we speak.
Calvin Duraio's pressure around the foot has been amazing so far, hasn't it, Blake? I think that's about his 3rd tackle already.
Yeah, it's Premier Dado as well. You can have a look at the EFNL app. Brand new, just launched, and a kick-off, and that will be out on the full as we speak. So doing the kicking duties for South Belgrave will be Matt Evans, because he knows his ground as well, really well, I would say. He's played a lot of footy, and that kick and Wine will play on immediately down to the broadcast end to Greaves. But Martin Gale will be there first to scoop this one up, and looks like it's going to roll, but he kept it in somehow. Well done, Martin Gale. He finds it off with an inside kick, and Rowville might be out. Verrill with a short kick. And they're going to find it. They could be out here. Finds Jaworski. Jaworski with a short kick just on the pocket to Mav Taylor. Everyone loves this man. Kicked 29 goals, the leading scorer. And finds Stainsthorpe on the pocket for Rowville. And he might go for a snap, or could he set it up for a player for Rowville?
Give us a check side, would you?
And he's looking like he's going to go for the distance here, Stainsthorpe. So he's on the pocket to kick Rowville's first of the day here on Good Friday footy. So Stainsthorpe can line up and kick Rowville's first of the day. Bit of a wind, and that's going to go through for a behind. So that moves the score to Rowville, 2 behinds, to South Belgrave, 2 behinds.
Well, it's Premier Division quality, isn't it? We saw the way that Rowville moved the footy forward. South Belgrave not able to lay a finger on it. But they'll look to do so themselves. They'll look to reply, and we're keen to find out how. As Liam Kidd just hoops one out in the corridor off the kick in. Big fist in there. It's going to fall into the hands of Windsor, who just hits a kick forward. Finds a waiting hands of Zach Greaves. He'll be one to keep an eye on here, and easy to keep an eye on with the blonde hair as he sends it forward on the right boot. Looking for Garner, lead up, got to grab it. Whistle blown, and a free kick going to that man, Taylor Garner. 69 on the season in 2025, led all comers in Division 1, and he'll look to make his presence known in Premier.
He's already got that stamp already, hasn't he?
Yeah, it definitely does. As we'll line up here. Angle's more of an issue than the distance is. Goes in, kick is on his way, and it's good. South Belgrave on the board to kickstart this 2026 Premier Division Good Friday clash. Rowville 0-2-2, South Belgrave 1-2-8.
Yeah, just that end-to-end. You see that transition that they did, South Belgrave there. But I just want to talk about a couple of key plays. How good was Daniel Wind? What a starter he's having to this game for South Belgrave. Just that run and dash off the half back. He's definitely been a key contributor to this South Belgrave team. And I've noticed again, Tim Smith is in the middle as we speak right now for South Belgrave. And it looks like Tom Lockman will be in the ruck for Rowville. And he'll be up against Tucker. So using their both of the rucks as we speak right now. It looks like Tucker got the hit out. South Belgrave get the clearance kick. Looking for Greaves. Shrugs him off. Where's this going? And it's going to be a Rowville free kick. So Martingale, by the looks of it, will take the kick. Just a little bit of a shrub there from Greaves.
Well, I've kept looking for him in the aerial contest, so it'll be interesting to see if that trend stays true.
He's just got the famous blonde tips, doesn't he? You see a little bit about this bloke, how he's going to go. And he kicks to Brolick. Another contested mark. He's had two today that I've counted. He plays on immediately. Looking for Stainthorpe again. Almost got one. Kicks it into the centre of the ground. McDonald's there, but Wine is in the back there. Rowville get a snap kick, but it's smothered. And first to get there will be Jaworski. He's having another inclusion. That's going to be through for a boundary throw. And just on the pocket again of Rowville's attacking 50. Ball has been heavily in the pocket of Rowville's. And the umpire will throw it in. Two rucks going at it. Wine doing the forward ruck duties up against Garner. Garner gets the hit out. Ball's going to get around. Garner gets a smothered kick. Jaworski involved. They get a short, another kick to there. Going after it will be Schruck. But there's a lot of players and it's going to be wrapped up for a ball up. Chris.
Well, great intensity around the footy as we've seen. No one really willing to give up an inch as we'll have the rucks come in. It will be Mitch Garner. It will be Tom Lockman. And it's a free kick in that contest. High contact will go the way they look to play on, but footy was well away from where the free kick was originally paid. So it'll come back into the hands of Mitch Garner. Big man has a few options back if he wants to play it safe, and will do so. So we just chip one back into the defensive 50. Mark taken this occasion by Hunter Chapman. He'll go wide once again. They're looking to chain up Kristen Heights men just with these uncontested marks throughout D50. And they'll look to ping one through the corridor here. Roll, transition, kick to Baron Grant, who'll look to do one more, and he'll return the favour. Gets it to Roger Mazzone. Mazzone now just assessing his options as he's been slowed up a bit. Finds another lead up. Good movement of the footy from South Belgrave. Centre half wing on the far side here. Footy's in the hands of Ben McIntyre. The play on call will come soon. It does as he kicks it. He's looking for a teammate in Griffith Julian, I should say. Footy's come out now. It's in the hands of Lockman, who's wrapped up. He'll be taken down. So we'll have this ball up some 65 or so metres out. Garner grabs it out, just gives quick handball off to Mazzone. Gets it forward, plenty of bodies around the footy. Rowville had the spare number out. Backing up was Edwards, though. He didn't realise he was the one that had to go to it. And as a result, turns tackler. So they could have gone in quick hands out to Edwards. He would have had a lot of green grass in front of him, but slight communication there as these sides, maybe the first indication of getting any cobwebs out as that footy falls in the hands of McIntyre. He's wrapped up. They're looking to go out through Edwards. Edwards quick handball, chip kick down the line now. Only a black jersey in sight, and it'll go to that man kid who looks to go backwards. They'll go backwards to go forward here as I look to do so through Daniel Wine. Wine goes out to the far side. He's found a man in Chapman. Chapman, who's one, takes territory. Is there a lead up? Bit of body contact. Garner's around the footy. So too is 24 in Clay Tucker. Who's going to be there? Turns tackle at this Tucker, and it's holding the ball. And he'll be rewarded for his efforts. As this will be Clay Tucker. who's been a bit of a relief ruckman at times throughout this fixture already. But that intensity in the forward line, we'll see him with this shot on goal. So he's not on the favoured side for a right footer. He'll kick from some 30 out, maybe slightly greater than a 45-degree angle, say 50, 55 or so as he comes in. Kicks on its way from well behind the man on the mark, and he's pulled it to the right, so it's skinny. That means South Belgrave extend their lead to 7. 0-2-2 plays 1-3-9.
Yeah, so the ball's been in South Belgrave's favour as we speak this afternoon. And it's looking pretty good if you're a South Belgrave fan. Rowville, the ball hasn't been in their forward 50, so Young now will bring this ball back into play as we speak. And that's an inboard kick. Smith involved, couldn't drag that down. A chain of hand passes to Kidd. And it's going to be another throw up here. Tucker in the ruck, taking on Sean Makers. Two very good ruckmen indeed. And great company for the rucks for this battle today. And again, the umpire will throw this ball up. Tucker, Sean Makers just grabs it out the ruck, tries to get a ball. Mazzone is in there, and it's going to get wrapped up, and it's going to be another one. Get a feeling again. Oi! Just blokes going after each other. The rivalry is still, and that's going to be a holding free kick, and that gets rewarded. The Rowville fans let him know, and Tyler Edwards, oh, he must be getting a tag, I would say.
Well, Mazzone got the warning from the umpire and then looked him dead in the eyes when he threw his opponent to ground.
So Smith smothers the ball, gets the hand pass back, and that's going to roll away, and it's going to be a ball up.
Worth noting as well, no last touch for our senior comp in the EFNL.
Yeah, I think it's a boundary throw-in.
Yep.
So no last touch rule, of course, with the AFL. Sean Makers and Tucker in the ruck going at it. They'll be in there a bit. Sean Makers gets the hit out. Doreo involved. And that ball's just going to be a soccer kick. Taylor gets there first. Trying to scoop it up as Cole Clout. But South Belgrave got the numbers with a hand pass laid by Grant. Kick by Wind. He's had plenty of the ball. Martin Go involved, but first to get there will be Staple in Flakemore. And it's through the broadcast direction yet again, and a mark taken by Tucker, who plays on immediately. There's a one-on-one in the goal square. Where would this one sit? Verrill involved with Garner, and a kick off the ground. South Belgrave get their third, and I think it was Garner. Yep, it was Garner, I think it is. And South Belgrave, you wouldn't believe it, 2-3-15 to Rowville, yet to score with two behinds. So Garner, I'm going to call it there. That was a great goal there by Garner.
Just snuck home too, didn't it?
Yeah, so that's a goal there to the Saints. And that's going to go to Damien Garner. Sorry, I should say. That was him who kicked that. So that's the second for South Belgrave, and Rowville two behind. So fast start here by South Belgrave, and they're in Premier Division footy as we speak.
Yeah, and it was set up by Clay Tucker. He's had a brilliant first term so far, really imposing, using that height and strong build of his as he'll go in the ruck this time, and it falls into the hands of McIntyre. Wrapped up, we'll have a ball up, so we did save. South Belgrave get off to a quick start. Like, they might be able to turn this into a bit of a snowball of momentum as Showmakers does well in the ruck contest, taps it down, no real advantage there as it's now in Brolick's hand, nearly handballs it to himself, shakes a tackle, pump fakes it about 3 or 4 times and eventually gets called for it by the umpire. Plenty of pride there, thought he could shake the tackle though. And Baron Grant's awarded for his intensity in the tackle, so he'll just hoof it into forward 50 out the back, great body work, Tim Smith. It's a chance for number 3 for the Saints. And it's the big names popping up that we saw so often throughout the 2025 Division 1 season. And Tim Smith has taken some very important marks in his time at the club, as we said. And this one could be up there with him if he can put this through for their third again. Not on the favoured side of a right footer. Man on the mark's about 30 out. And he'll kick from a tight angle as he walks in. Kick from about 40 out. Wobbling kick. Caught it skinny. Out of bounds on the full. So no score there. He's seen all of their set shots coming from that far side, isn't it, Blake? That far forward pocket.
It looks like it. Windy sort of conditions too.
Yeah.
The hill end, as I
As you've dubbed it?
Yeah, I think we'll stick with it, Chris.
No, I like that. I'll back it. We'll go the hill end.
The hill end.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe directives to start to try and get it out the other side potentially. But they have had success with that setup, going through the corridor and then looking to that right-hand pocket inside their forward 50. So Cole Clough looks to find a target, does so. Mark taken, played on straight away by McDonald, looks down the line, plenty of bodies around it, good body work there from Lou. And he just palms it out for a boundary throw in, true centre half wing. It's the Saints by 13 as they've jumped Rowville out of the blocks early.
Yes, indeed, the Saints are up by 13 points. 2-3-15 to Rowville, 2 behinds. Sean Makers just gets a hit out to McDonald, who gets it on the boot. And it's going to be, this will be the first real look we get to see in Rowville's attacking 50. And that's going to be a high tackle, and it's going to go to South Belgrave. And it's going to come back. They do a switch kick, and first to get there will be Chapman. Finds his teammate in Julian. Julian in the VFL list. And here come Rowville. Can they cause damage here? Bennett's with a hand pass. Back to him. Just did a don't argue Dustin Martin style. Gets a hand pass to Stapleton. Rowville could be out a short kick and finds Taylor. So Mav Taylor can line up and kick Rowville's first of the day. Of course, he was the leading goal kicker for Rowville with 29 goals last year. What can Mav Taylor do this year? What can it be installed for him? Just that transition again. You know, they turned the ball over, South Belgrave, and Rowville just told him, this is how you play premier footy. Mav Taylor directly in front on the arc here. Can line up, kick Rowville's first. It's looking good, but it's going to be drifting to the left, I should say. It didn't even look good, my bad. And that's going to go through for a behind. So that's Rowville's third behind of the day. And that moves the score to Rowville's 3 to South Belgrave 2-3-15.
Yes, well, they enjoyed some territory early, but they weren't able to make it count, and they're perhaps ruining those missed opportunities at the moment. Margin is only 2 kicks, though, as it stands at 12. So footy's in the hands of Tyrese Liu now in that back pocket, looks down the line, it was off hands. Mark probably should have been taken, but now it's with Daniel Wine, handballs it off. They'll look to go and switch the footy now. Will the Saints? They've got a free man on the outside, won't use him though. They'll look to the lead up of Greaves. That's Zach Greaves as he steps inside, put one on the ground, got it to a teammate. Kick was smothered, footy still to be won around it is Garner, and they eventually get the tackle. So a bit of handy footwork there from Zach Greaves on debut, of course, as the Rucks will go at it. And Rowville will win the clearance and look to bring it out down the line. Mark taken by Lockie Wine, who I believe just came off the interchange bench. Perfectly timed. They'll look to work it forward. Edwards dropped the footy. Had high contact, though, going against Garner. In his defence, Edwards is considerably shorter than him. But Garner will be allowed to go set up in the defensive 50 as a different man takes the mark. So footy's in the hands of Tyler Edwards. He's had a few touches early on, but impact has been kept a bit quiet, which is good to see from a South Belgrave's perspective, as we're 22 and a half gone well into time line, and well contested there as you hear the cheers from the South Belgrave dugout right in front of them, their man Braden Ryan. We mentioned him pre-game, doing well to just smother the ball out of bounds. So love the ball up, centre wing, Showmakers, Garner, as it's been so often throughout this first term. Showmakers getting in front. Garner looking to do a bit of work from behind. They'll look to bring it out. They go backwards to go forward with the Hawks. Just got the belly of the ball. That's going to hit someone's car. No, it won't. Well taken chest mark there from the man next to the dugout. Gee, if he wants a game, he might be able to make one. Very calm under the drop of the footy. And now South Belgrave again will look to go backwards to go forward through Ryan. They'll just use the whole of their defensive 50, which has been of great service to them so far. Chapman looked for Wine, well smothered there, fell into the hands of Brolick, found a short chip kick. Mark taken by Kyle Stainthorpe. Chance for a set shot now. Chance for the Hawks to get their first major of the game. We saw there, Blake, it does work well when they're getting those uncontested marks and hitting targets through the corridor, but they are giving up ground. So when they turn it over, does make a bit of tough work. So the kick will come from about 40 out, 45-degree angle on its way. Nice looking drop punt. Goal umpire barely has to move. Rowville on the board in the 2026 season. They finally get there first, and they cut the lead down to 6. Kyle Stainthorpe on the board, the vice captain, stepping up when his side needs him. Scoreboard reads Rowville 139, South Belgrave 2315. We are 24 gone in the first term of this Good Friday clash. Blake Tennant.
Yes, Rowville finally get their first goal after South Belgrave have really put the dominance on this game. See, what I've noticed is as well, Rowville have had more difficult shots than I would say than South Belgrave have. Just shows how the defensive line is. Garner tries to get this one. Tackle laid, and it'll be another ball up. Sort of in the centre of the ground. Seebeck Oval. Overcast conditions. If you're around the area, we urge you to come down. South Belgrave get this. Windsor gets it. And a tackle laid for Rowville, and that's going to be a ball up. There was Grant, but gets tackled. So we're on the 50 arc of South Belgrave's attacking 50. Stainthorpe just kicked the last goal. Picked up there. That was by Lou. Finds Smith. Gets taken out, no call taken, and another tackle laid by Smith. Just the effort, and that's going to be another ball up. He's a big fella, isn't he, Tim Smith? As the umpire throws the ball up, and Rowville's South Belgrave's attacking in. Garner gets it going to Greaves, but it's spoiled by Martingale. Rowville looks to get it out with a clearance kick. Stainthorpe involved. First to pick it up will be South Belgrave in McIntyre, but a kick was laid. That was by Mazon. And what's the umpire going to do here? It's going to be a Rowville free kick going to Brolick, the captain. And he does a switch kick to Young. Finds Schruck. They're in the 23, included in the side today, of course. There's a late call up. Mark was taken. So the Saints get an intercept. That was by McIntyre. And a chop in the yards free, and it's going to go to Rowville in Schruck.
So it'll be Tyson Schruck now with a footy on centre half wing. On that far side of Seebeck Oval, looks to Stainthorpe, just went through his hands, just overcooked it, but he'll go to ground now, get it. Look to handball it off to Edwards. Edwards had to go to ground, couldn't take it cleanly. They're looking to work it out. McDonald sitting out the back of the contest, but wrapped up. So we'll have a ball up just on the Rowville forward 50 arc. Chance here to even the ledger. Would hurt South Belgrave if they can do so. They'll have it out the back of the pack with a spare man stepping through. Got it off to McDonald. McDonald used to look to return the favour, holding the ball though, as he's lost the footy. So it's now in the hands of Ben McIntyre, who's grown into this game as it's worn on. McIntyre told to play on. Look down the line, Darius under it, didn't leap, left that to Smith. Smith had the footy, just throws it on the right boot, 1v1 contest underneath. Well taken intercept mark by Callum Verrill. And now they'll look to switch. They'll look towards Jonty Duffy. Takes the mark, can play on. Options ahead of him. Who'll look over one, look to go to his teammate in Wind. Wind well taken mark. Saints falling over each other. Now they've got a 2v2, has to stand up. Daniel Wind gets a hand to the footy around. There is McDonald, and it's bundled over the line eventually. Well recovered there from South Belgrave as Rowville came in them with a lot of pace. And we'll have a boundary throw in inside that forward 50. So the rucks will get ready to go at it. It's Tucker and Wine on this occasion. Wine just grabs it, gave the handball out. Stapleton threw it on the boot towards goal. Will be out just to the right of the point post. So we'll have a boundary throw in once more. Chance for Rowville to lock it in. They're well set up behind the footy as well. They've got a +2 at the moment. But what's important is around the footy as Wine's in the ruck once more. It fell to Edwards. He's wrapped up immediately. Mazzone wasn't letting him go anywhere. So the umpire balls it up. The rucks will cancel each other out. Mazzone picks it up, ran straight into his opponent for a tackle. What's the call going to be? Nothing doing.
That was holding the ball. He took him on. I don't know if that's a
He almost forced the tackle up, didn't he?
Yeah.
So Rucks will go to once more, only about 10 metres out. from the South Belgrave uprights. That's changed now as the ball bounced away from Garner. Wasn't kind to him. Well done in the air though from Kai Windsor. They'll look to work it out. Kickers a bit of air on it as they look towards Garner. Garner does well, takes a footy, handballs backwards. Looking to evade pressure is Garner. Got rid of one. The brothers linking up. Bit of a mongrel kicks forward and Zach Greaves is just standing under it. Saying, I'll take that if you don't mind.
Just again, the transition footy that we talk about. You saw that from the outer side wing.
Yeah, well, it was a bit of a wobbly kick, but bypassed 4 Rowville defenders, and Zach Greaves was there.
Wouldn't Zach Greaves want this one? Play for the old club, right next to the faithful to Rowville. This
Definitely achievable. 45-hour kick will come from about 45-degree angle. Kick will come from about 35 out. He trots in on the right boot. It's all academic from there, and it's gone drifted left harsh. Started on line well, but hooked left heavily. So maybe it's a bit of a wind playing the factor, but that one would have been good. Margin's now out at 7 as we're approaching the 30-minute mark in this first term.
30 minutes. Hasn't really been a delay. Maybe need some more people behind the goals, I would say.
And what end is that, Blake?
That is the hill end.
The hill end.
Yes. Quickly, I'm going to put you on the spot. We've got the Blackburn ball and score.
I'll work on that for you, mate.
Coghlan does the kicking duties, and we're on our broadcast and we get a good look at this one. Massive hanger! Sainthorpe! And he's also done the cramp by the looks of it.
A bit worse for wear as he comes
That is not a
there.
cramp. I'm no doctor, but that is not looking good. And that will be quarter time.
What a way to end the quarter, though.
What a hanger there by Sainthorpe. Just going, and he's struggling. He's walking at the moment. And he's struggling, but that will be quarter time action down here at Seebeck Oval. The South Belgrave take a lead, 2-4-16 to Rowville 1-3-9. That is quarter time. We've got the goal kickers as well. Taylor Garner's kicked 1 and Damien Garner as well with the 2 there for South Belgrave. 1 to Rowville and Kyle Sainthorpe. That is quarter time here at Seebeck Oval. We'll be back straight after this. Good Friday footy is back, and the Eastern Footy Netball League season is here, and it's here at Seebeck Oval between Rowville and South Belgrave. At the moment it stands, it's South Belgrave 2-4-16 to Rowville 1-3-9. So a strong start by the Saints in this game. My name is Blake Tennant, and I'm joined here by the 2025 Clinton Grievous medalist in Chris Quartus. Chris, how did you see the game? And it was a strong start by the Saints, who would say.
Yeah, it definitely was. And look, first of all, we have to give credit to both coaches, because you think round one, after such a long time off, it's coming to round one, and for there really to be no sign of rust, no sign of cobwebs or anything from either side. Very, very impressive early on, but it's been a great spectacle so far in this opening term. Plenty of intensity, plenty of pressure around the footy. It's made for a good flow of the game, you know. Often at times in these games it can get quite cagey if there's that kind of pressure, but it's been brilliant. We've seen both teams pick their moments, have their times in transition and in possession, going from deep defensive 50 to forward 50. It's been great. And we did say early, Blake, you know, Rowville had that territory early, but they couldn't quite put on the scoreboard. South Belgrave got out to a lead, and makes for a very interesting second term here, as we also have scores from around the grounds from Baldwin as they host Blackburn. It was Blackburn up 33-8 at quarter time, but since then an 8-1 second quarter has Baldwin up currently 56-42.
There you go, an 8-goal quarter. Wowee. It was a strong start to Blackburn. I think they were up by 4 goals at quarter time, but the Tigers are back. They're the premiers, back-to-back premiers for a reason. Players are in the middle, in their positions, just waiting for a few spectators to get off the ground before we start proceedings in this second quarter. Down here at Seebeck Oval, South Belgrave fast starters 2-4-16 to Rowville 1-3-9. And the umpire throws it up, and to bring us in for the second quarter is Chris Quartus.
So here we are. Tucker will do the ruck duties this time against Showmaker's got a good leap on him. Brolick had it taken away by his ruckwinners. They'll now go backwards to go forwards with the Saints to Doroyo. Gone over the head of Garner. G. Flakemore copped one in the contest. Garner gets handball out wide. They're looking to do it now. Turnover though. Turning tackler in there is Mazzone. The umpire blows his whistle for the first time in the second corner, as there's a bit of argy-bargy in there. All in good fun though in Premier Division footy. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in this Good Friday clash, as there is a free kick in the ruck contest. It will go the way of Rowville. No advantage awarded to Edwards, and they'll have to just opt to do a bit of a slightly slower setup from Showmakers.
Injury looks for a Rowville player. I think it's Stapleton by the looks of it.
And it might be Flakemore actually was involved in a bit of a collision there, as he only
Yeah,
had eyes for
Flakemore,
the footy.
yeah.
We will see. Can't really put much pressure on that right leg at the moment, but hopefully he's all right, of course. First sign of a casualty in this 2026 season, but play continues on the far side. True centre wing as Showmakers does the ruck work. Another free kick in there, going the way of Showmakers. Mitch Garner has his hands out, going, what did I do that time? But umpires having none of it. So Showmakers has the option to switch to Young, but won't do so. He'll give the handball off to a teammate in Schruck, who will look down the line. Footy's turned over. South Belgrave with a chance to come out. Garner slipped through his hands, fell into Tim Smith. He was saying he was taken without it by Schruck. Umpire wasn't buying a bar of it. Mitch Garner got hands now. He's been very clean with the footy so far, the big man. Smith on true centre wing. Throws that on the left boot. Couple rises at it. Tucker over the top of there was Lockman. Around it is Martingale now. Gets hands to the footy. Wrapped up in the tackle. Turned it over. Zach Reeves' kick goes in the middle. Tucker's around there. Can he pick it up? Footy wouldn't spin for him. There's Garner. He knows how to get the footy to do his bidding. He's wrapped up. Footy comes out. Rowville looking to slingshot now. Will do so through Showmakers. Through the middle. Target was Edwards. Cut off well. Edwards now has to lock it in. Couldn't do so. South Belgrave have numbers. Smith throws it forward. 1v1 contest. Under there is Count Verrill. Got a left fist to it. Now will have to do the roving work. Can he get there? He will. Gets it quickly off to a teammate as they go forward now. Rowville with a bit of chance to calm things down, but no, turned over once again. So high turnover footy early as Daniel Wyand gives the handball off to a teammate.
So Ryan, John bangs it into the side, the forward 50 of, and it's going to be a push in the back, and it's going to go to Rowville. Looks like Farrell will have that. So Cullen Farrell, one of the standouts for Rowville's pre-season. Short kick to Sean Makers. Plays on here. First to pick it up will be Matt Davey, who gets it to the centre of the ground. Brolick does a hand pass to Bennett, who plays on, takes a bounce, gets tackled. Nothing called. Play on for Rowville. Kick off. That was by Edwards. And Tyler Edwards gets Rowville second of the day. Just that transition. How about that kick by Matt Davey to get that centre of the ball to Brolick. And Josh Bennett was off to the races. And Flakemore delivers. Edwards delivers with that goal. And that moves the score to 2-3-15 Rowville to South Belgrave 2-4-16. So 1 point at the moment. Tyler Edwards gets his first of the season. And he's had a great start, hasn't he, Chris?
Yeah, he has. That's exactly right. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Wine will feel a bit hard done by. He did everything right to keep up the chase and land that tackle, but footy dropped on the boot, and sometimes all you need is the drop of the footy to go your way. As now just 1 point in the margin, as you heard. Well called, Blake, as Showmakers goes against Tucker. Tucker wins a hit out. Brolick looking to just burst through the middle there. Wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up not far from where we restarted play. It's Clay Tucker now moves forward of the footy, so it'll be Mitch Garner in there as well. He's been terrific so far in Premier Division footy. As Edwards now looking to be wrapped up by Smith. Brilliant chain of quick handballs as they go out through McDonald. 2v2 in the forward 50, came off a shoulder or a forearm, but he's taking a big bounce. Now South Belgrave, handball goes towards the boundary line, looking to pick it up is Chapman, who'll just be more than happy to take it over. Appeals for deliberate, maybe sarcastic appeals there, as we know in the Eastern Footy Netball League it's got to be pretty black and white for that to be called, but we will have the boundary throw-in. So the Rucks will get ready to go at it. It will be Garner, it will be Sean Makers as we started this fixture off. Good body work. Sean Makers gets the tap forward. Now we'll get it back. Gives hands off. Edwards just kicked one. Can he go again? No. Good pressure as it was kicked. Pulled it left. So we're all tied up here at Seebeck Oval. 2-4-16 apiece. Rowville with the rub of the green so far in this second term, Blake.
Yes, they are. They're controlling the ball. As Taylor Garner will take this kick in. That's another magnet I was talking about in the pre-game, and kicks it to the two ruckman. Shawmakers dropped one that he should have marked. Involved was Rowville, and a strong tackle laid, and it's on where we are at the moment, the broadcast stand. Good Friday footy. It's a Saints by a point. Garner gets the hit out. DeRayo gets a hand pass. Here come the Saints with this. Smith gets a clearance kick with a check side. Banana. Lockman gets it inside forward with a kick to where we are on the boundary. Stainthorpe gets a chipping kick, and it's intercepted by a Saint in Wind. He's having a good game, I reckon.
Brilliant. Tons of the footy so far.
He's just been coming to light at the moment. Is Daniel Wine. Chips it to Ryan. Taken, that was by Tyrese Liu. And they're just going to go backwards and forwards by the looks of it. So Wine gets a short kick, and that's going to be intercepted by the Wiz in McDonald. They call him the Wiz, as McDonald gets an inside 50 kick to Wine. But first to get there will be Tyrese Liu, and he will get a free kick. Oh no, it's going to be dragged back, and it's going to go to Matt Evans. Oh no, he's going to Lockie Wine. So, don't know what this was for, but Lockie Wine can have his first look at this year, coming to Rowville full-time this year, and what an impact he's going to have for this Rowville team. He's just on an angle, sort of on the arc, I would say he'll be kicking from.
Great camera work as well. We can follow this one. This
will definitely tell where this one is going. Lockie Wine to kick his first of the afternoon. Kick, it's on its way. It's there. Lockie Wine gets his first for 2026, and Rowville have finally got their first lead of the day. 3-4-22 to South Belgrave, 2-4-16. We've gone 7 minutes in to the second quarter.
It certainly shows Rowville's class. They are one of the powerhouses of this division. They have a lot of props to South Belgrave early, but now Rowville, we knew they can take their chances, and they have done so far in this term. That's second on the board there before South Belgrave land a blow in the second quarter. So we did mention if Rowville start to get a hold in this match, though it is just 6 points at the moment, can South Belgrave stand up? And they'll look to their leaders to do that. As we will resume play shortly in the middle with Showmakers against Clay Tucker this time. Tucker Doing very well in the ruck, and he does so again, just out-leaping his opponent as the footy goes to Mazzone. Throws it on the left pick, and it's well taken mark there by Tim Smith. It's thrown on the left boot by Mazzone. Had plenty of airtime, and Smith just sat under it, got to the front, and took the chest mark. So, this is a big kick now in the context of this game, with momentum heavily in Rowville's corner at the moment. Smith will kick from more or less, say, 50-55 metres. Slight angle for him. He's got the distance. You back him in at this stage. As Smith waltzes in. Gee, got top spin on the kick. Will fall short, 2 hands to a Tucker. Looking to bring it out. Free man around it was Smith. They'll get it to a teammate. Those snap on goal. And pulled across. Gee, uncharacteristic kick there from Tim Smith, wasn't it, Blake?
The wobble kick.
Yeah, a bit of top spin on it. So,
yeah.
Bit of an interesting one there.
Don't really see that from Tim Smith, do we?
In the words of Wayne Brusher, maybe just didn't get the angle of the dangle quite right there.
There we go. We got that one first out here.
Swainson takes the mark in the back pocket. And he'll find a teammate in Coghlan who will assess his options in that back pocket.
So Coghlan will begin proceedings again for Rowville on the outer wing. At Seebeck Oval. Colclough involved, a high tackle, and it will be high, it will be. So getting that will be Griffith Julian. Box Hill's loose this year, playing VFL footy for the Box Hill. Strong VFL outfit are the Box Hill Hawks. Mark taken by Ryan. Ryan chips it, finds Tyrese Lute. And again, this slow transition move by South Belgrave. And this is not good as a hand pass is slow. Colclough involved again. Does a hand pass. Bennett's involved. He gets a kick and it's going to Matt Davey. Matt Davey plays on immediately and finds a teammate in Seth McDonald. So Seth McDonald can line up. He was on Richmond's VFL list. No, unfortunately not playing VFL this year. He played a couple games. He's at Box Hill this year, I should say. So Seth McDonald can line up. He's on an angle here. He's going to go for a traditional drop punt. Seth McDonald. And it's going to go through from behind, drifts to the left. So the scoreboard stands at Rowville 3-5-23 to Belgrave South 2-5-17. We've gone 10 and a half minutes into the second quarter.
Well, they're struggling to transition the ball now from their defensive 50 through the corridor in the midfield are the Saints at the moment. They'll just opt to go long here, sitting under its Garner. Got 2 hands to it as he flew highest. Now it's in the hands of a teammate, Declan Smith. Footy spilled loose. Picking it up there is Stapleton. Edwards got it forward to Davey, was shepherded off it. There's McDonald getting it forward into the hands of Colclough. Plenty of footy to be won at the moment as it's turned over. South Belgrave get a dumping kick out and it falls into the hands of Mazzone. So a chance for a bit of calm, but this is where they struggled. Mazzone changing where he was kicking the ball. Well taken, sticky mitts there by Mitch Garner. So he's on true centre wing, was playing in front of his man in Kane Young. Those two will know each other well as Garner just looks to take territory with the kick. Tucker won't quite get there at the front of the pack, falls into Mazzone's hand. Young's tackle was dismissed. Smith now throws on the right boot, will drop it about 15 out. Well led there by Verrill, he got a right fist to it. Looking to bring it out there is Garner, chips one backwards. Look at the vision from Taylor Garner.
I just wonder whether
Welcome back to Seebeck Oval for Good Friday football between Rowville and South Belgrave. It's the Hawks in Rowville leading by 19 points at the half. And here come the Saints, led by their captain, Tim Smith. So a strong start by the Saints. They had the lead over Rowville to start the game. I believe it was 139 to South Belgrave, 2-4-14, and then a 4-goal quarter to Rowville to bring the margin back to Rowville by 19 points. Heading into the long break, Chris, our 2025 Clinton Gravis medalist. Chris, how did you see that quarter at the moment? It was really good transition footy by Rowville, and they really capitalised on the opportunities that had them.
Yeah, it's a great point, Blake, and it was a bit more of a cagey one in that second term. You feel like, obviously the sides had their chances. Rowville were very, very good, and really you feel like it was really just, from a South Belgrave perspective, they almost got away with it relatively unscathed, you know, with that margin sticking at 7 points, and it was just the 2 goals laid on in those last few minutes from Rowville that really pushed the margin out. But you still feel like Rowville have deserved the lead that they have at the moment. They've had the chances, they had the dominance in that second quarter. We saw, especially in the first term, South Belgrave are doing very well using their defensive 50 to switch sides of the play and then look to go through the corridor, and Rowville did very well to just shut that down practically completely, in all honesty, as they found it really hard to then get that footy into the midfield and beyond, and Rowville were just facing off the turnovers. So an interesting quarter, very interesting to see now what will happen is, you know, Christian Hyde's now got half a Premier Division footy under his belt. He's kind of seen what this Rowville side's going to bring at them. And, you know, after quarter time, it was Rowville making and Ben Wise making the adjustments to get the upper hand. Let's see if Christian Hyde can do the same.
Yes, indeed. Play is about to continue. We're just looking for a score down at Baldwin Park. And it's the Burners now, their turn. As I've got the live stream in front of me here, it reads Blackburn 80 to Baldwin 66. So what a turnaround. Must be a strong breeze down at Baldwin Park. So we're about to start the second half down at Seebeck Oval. Overcast conditions as we speak. Of course, in the morning, I should say, Rowville women's side are back. They had a big win over Kilsyth this morning in the Deakin University match of the round here at Seebeck Oval as well. So Rowville going for 4 wins today. Their 19s had a good win. Reserves had a good win as well. So going for 4 wins today. 5 teams for Rowville, so it shows where they're at as a football club. So we're about to start proceedings right now as Baldwin just kicked one more there, and to bring us in to this third quarter is Chris Cornish.
So we're a half down, we've got a half to go, and we're kicking that half off right now as a rucks will go at it. Look to be brought out through Keeley instead. No, it will be the Hawks that win the first centre clearance. High dumping, kicked into the forward 50, came off, hands off, fist. Looking to bring it out was Edwards, couldn't quite do so. Now the Saints will look to repel through Kidd. Greaves went up, took out 2 men with him, and now there's a ground ball to be won. Stepping inside his opponent was Griffith Julian, did well to get rid of Martingale. Kick was just overcooked past Tucker, but now here's the shot from the zone on the right boot. Does it have the travel? Doesn't matter, it's marked on the line. And it will be South Belgrave to open up their account in this third term in 30 or so seconds, as they did well. Zach Greaves, brilliant in the contest, and Taylor Garner will kick this. You barely have to check if he has, because we know how reliable he is. He gets his second of the day. But as I was saying, it was Greaves in this centre-half wing that made the most of the aerial contest. Well done there by Boxhill VFL listed Griffith Julian to get free of his man.
I think it was Garner, wasn't it? Was that Garner who kicked that?
Yeah, and then Garner, of course, the mark on the line. So good from South Belgrave, a good start.
Yeah, it is. It's what they needed. They need to stay a little bit positive, I would say, to not make this margin grow a bit bigger. Currently, as it stands, it's 13 points in Rowville's way. So play's about to continue. They've got the GoPro for the umpires. New investment for this year is Tucker gets a clearance but gets tackled by Sean Makers. Chain of hand passes by the Hawks, but gets kicked by Clay Tucker, who gets it inside forward 50 to the Smith direction. Snap around the body. There's a one-on-one. Guess who in Garner? but rushed it through for Rowville. That was by Stapleton, and it's through from behind. So Rowville will take a short kick again. And a push in the back, that might be 25, it is. Just dumb, don't think that was needed. And it looks like Brolick will have this one as he does, the captain, does a short kick to Schruck. Schruck on the outer side wing, gets it to McDonald. This is good ball movement here by Rowville. McDonald gets it inside on the other side wing, and it's going to be out in the full. And South Belgrave will have this one through Braden Ryan. So Braden Ryan now into the Saints squad, missed out in the premiership last year due to injury. But a mark taken by Young, finds Brolick. Brolick hand passes it to Lockie McDonald, the wizard. He bombs it inside the forward 50 to Wines. And where would this one go? Stainthorpe, and it'll be through for a boundary throw-in. So scoreboard as it stands, Rowville 5-9-39 to South Belgrave 3-9-27.
It'll be the boundary throw-in here in the forward pocket for the Hawks. Rucks will go out at its Wine, of course, on this occasion, doing the ruck work in the forward 50, just tapped, looking for a team up by Durayo. Couldn't quite find his hands, and it will be another boundary throw-in. So 12 points of margin as we stand. Garner and Wine getting ready to go at it once again. And they more or less cancel each other out, or now fall into the hands of McDonald, who they'll look to get it forward back to Wine, who's burst out of the ruck contest, throws it on the right boot, snap looked good, didn't quite have the distance, and just spoiled over the line there. And the kick in will come quickly, straight to Durayo, as he would take the mark, called to play on, looks through the corridor, terrific kick, played on, though did he bite off more than he could chew, handball, got away from the tackle of Stapleton, I should say. Almost a little bit lucky there from Nick Keeley. Didn't check his mirrors, but true centre wing. Ball goes up. Showmakers against Garner. Garner got the tap out. Looked for the hands of Julian, but he had to turn tackler.
Great addition into the midfield I've been seen here by Josh Bennett's, Chris.
Yeah, and he's brought a bit of a spark in that middle, bit of a burst of pace that have not so much been lacking, but that they haven't been able to make the most of throughout that first half. So a good pick up from you there, Blake, as Showmakers and Garner go at it again. Showmakers gets a defining right hand to it. Now bursting away is that man in Griffith. Gets it to a teammate in Garner. That kick will just sail out of bounds on the full. So will be Rowville to bring us back in as the margin stands at 13 as we approach 5 minutes gone in this third term.
That's an inboard, short inboard kick to Bennett, as I just mentioned before. Playing in the midfield. What an inclusion he is to this Rowville team when he's available. Hand passes laid. Really good transition footy here by South Belgrave. Tucker involved. And they're trying to get it out here. Other Saints are just hand passing too many at the time here. Finds his teammate in Julian, Griffin Julian. Ball spills, and that man in Bennett again can slow him into attack with Schruck. Intercept mark taken, that was by Tyrese Liu. He takes a bounce on the outside wing down here at Seebeck Oval. A kick there, that was by Kai Windsor. 1-on-1, and it's through for a behind. So that moves the score to 5-11-41 to South Belgrave, 3-10-28. Play resumes, mark taken, that was by Daniel Wind. Might be pulling up a bit sore. So Daniel Wind, he's going to back himself here, Chris, by the looks of it. Is it just me, or?
No, it doesn't. I think you're definitely right. He would be kicking from about 60 out low, and you know the Wind hasn't made these the most predictable of set shots.
So Daniel Wind now can line up and kick South Belgrave up to 6 points with a Rowville lead. He's had a tremendous game today. Daniel Wind. And that's going to go out of bounds on the full. Oh no, through from behind. So that now moves the score to 3-11-29 to Rowville, 5-10-40. Chris.
So 11 points the margin as the Hawks will look to bring it back into play. They'll do so just with a short kick, chip kick. Foot in the hands of Callum Verrill. He'll go one further, just look to return to sender. Does so well, gets it to Kane Young. Handball receivers, they'll look to go quickly now. The Hawks kick it over the top. Showmakers will take it. He'll look to give a handball off and does so well. That handball went to McDonald. Then one went to Jaworski. Now Jaworski looking inside forward 50. He's got a lead up. Just put it too far in front of McDonald. And now South Belgrave will look to slingshot out the opposite side. Durayo takes the mark. He'll look down the wing. He's got a lead up target who would take it on the chest well in Kai Windsor. Windsor can turn. 2v2, shallow inside forward 50. They'll go towards Smith. Smith got a left hand to it, falls it to Garner, tackled by Verrill. Well done, Cow. Verrill, the Shrug comes over to provide assistance, and the umpire will call for the footy. So a good bit of slingshot there out of defensive 50 from the Saints. It's not wanting to rest on their laurels. As the ball goes up, Rucks go at it, two-hand tap from the Saints, and just hoofed out of there by Nick Schoenmakers. And terrific body work under the footy there from Tyrese, from Ben McIntyre, I should say. McIntyre now just assessing his options. No, it was Tyrese Lou, my apologies, as he'll go down the line. Underneath it was Young, who just got a shove in the back, advantage paid. So they'll go now to McDonald, who's had plenty of the footy in this third quarter so far. His kick will fall short. It got to Julian. Now they'll look to come out through Kidd. Just a bit of a blind handball bursting through with Brolick. Kidd just bounced off him. Brolick sends it inside forward 50. They've got two at the back. One will leave it for his teammate. And an easy mark. No play on. He'll back himself from there. It's only about a 15-metre kick. But brilliant work from the bull in the middle there, Anthony Brolick, as all his teammates get around him. And the footy is in the hands of Cole Stainthorpe.
What a player here he is, Anthony Brolick. Just tremendous player, and he was really noted by Ben Wise this off-season.
And it's been a massive start to this third term as well by Lachlan McDonald, the whiz they call him, Blake, you said, as walking in here is Stainthorpe. It should be academic, just stabs at it. Too easy from Cole Stainthorpe there. He was never going to miss. He pushes Rowville's lead out to 17 points and restores the margin that it was at halftime. Scoreboard now reads 6-10-46 to South Belgrave, 3-11-29.
So that's a big kick there, big goal for Rowville. Moves it now to a 17-point margin as we speak. And that's a big goal. That's needed for him because South Belgrave, they were coming hard. And play will resume. No one really could get the hit out there. Durayo finds Tucker. Trying to get it out. The Saints here. Hand passes late on the outer wing. Garner to Tucker. Tackle laid by Brolick, and it's going to be a ball up in the middle of Seebeck Oval. As the umpire throws it up. Garner, Shinemakers. Bit of a hold going on, nothing called it. Garner gets it out. Gets a kick to Durayo. Durayo gets it forward. That's a goal, I think. It is. And that's going to go to Durayo. What a goal that was. There's some nice play on kick. And now the margin is back to 9 points. 11 points now. So 6-10-46 Rowville to South Belgrave. 4-11-35. We've gone 10 minutes in to this third quarter.
Gee, it almost looked a bit too casual to be a shot on goal, didn't it, Blake Durayo? As he just leant back on it a bit and let the footy do the rest of the work. So, terrific goal from him there. As we'll now reset into that man in the middle too. So, 11 points the margin, just over 10 gone in this third term. Premiership quarter, as they say. Bennett will go and retrieve the footy. What a spark plug he's been in this midfield. As they'll look to work it out wide now, and they'll do so well. Jaworski takes the mark on the centre-half wing just in front of us here. We'll look to just recycle back through the middle to his teammate in Swainson, who takes the mark. Jaworski's back out on this right, but he won't use him. We'll go one further. Looks for Wine, who gets two hands to it. Did it come down with a footy? Yes, he did. It was Edwards in the end. As Edwards, more of an in and under player around the footy at times, but he's taking this mark. Just looks to chip it to Bennett. Does so well.
He's going to back himself here.
Yeah, it looks like he will. He's done everything else right this quarter, but no, he'll centre it instead. Finds a teammate, and now they look like they'll bait themselves. And it's another man who's had an absolutely ripping third term so far in Lachlan McDonald. Man on the mark will stand at about 50 out.
The Wiz, they call him.
So the Wiz, has he got the distance? What can he conjure up here as he sends it? Geez, cleared it easily, but high kick will actually fall short in the end. But it will go through for a behind. So maybe just catching the absolute tip of the ball there. But pushes the margin out to 2 flat kicks. 6-11 plays 4-11. It's Rowville by 12.
There's Ryan. Does a kick. That was to Kai Windsor. Just slowing things down for the Saints. They're going backwards, trying to find the right option. They've got a couple of Saints jumpers if they can get this switch kick going. They do so. Finds Chapman. Chapman goes to Lou. He's got a South Belgrave player. Finds Declan Smith. Get a good look at this on the broadcast wing. And that kick was a bit of a how you doing? And a mark is taken. That was by McIntyre. Geez, he's having a good game for the Saints. And they're out here. That was by Ben McIntyre, who bombs it. An open goal square. It's through! Saints down by a goal. What an end-to-end transition. And Rowville, 6-11-47. Plays South Belgrave, 5-11-41. Here come the Saints.
Well, gee, they've just got the green light from anything within about 60 metres, don't they? Like another ripping shot there, straight through the middle. While we have this break, we can tell you that Baldwin have now taken that round 1 fixture against Blackburn, 85-81. 13-7 beating 12-9 on the day. It was a 4-1 fourth quarter with that win behind them in the end for the Tigers, who open up their prospective three-peat season at 1-0 as Edwards can't quite drag Durayo down. They'll go inside forward 50 now. The Saints just over their hands of Smith. Tapped away from his opponent by Blaze Jordovic. Now looking to go get the footy. Swainson, he copped a big hit. Umpire will say it was an illegal one at that, so they will be rewarded. So it will be Hawks footy now as it's back in their hands in their defensive 50. 6 points to margin. We've had a good game out here at Seebeck Oval on Good Friday. It's a long kick, packed forms. G nearly coming down with it, but almost smothered by his own team. And the mark has been paid in the end to Big Clay Tucker. He'll play on, wheel around on his right, just send it forward. Gets great distance on the kick, pack underneath the drop zone. Couldn't quite take it there. Claims for a mark, but Calvaro took no chances and wrapped up his opponent in the tackle. It was Tim Smith on that occasion. He's been pushed a bit further forward in recent times just to get more of an impact as the tap from Lockman ended up in Garner's hands. He tried to fend and he got dragged down. So holding the ball, free kick.
Ned Lamont kicked the winning goal for Baldwin. If you just tuned in, the 4-point win.
So almost a bit of deja vu there. Another very tight loss from Blackburn to the hands of the Tigers, but despite being down a lot of key players, they get the win as now Seth McDonald gets it wide to a team that look to go forward, looking for Edwards. Well, take him up by Edwards. He's got a few options. Bennett's one in the middle. Will he go to him? Is the traffic being directed? A pack will form in the middle. Wine will go himself. Got 2 hands to it. Got taken out of his hands after that. And now it's in the hands of Chapman. Chapman goes backwards to a teammate in Durayo. Wrapped up immediately by Jonty Duffy and locks in the stoppage. 15 out from the Hawks goals. What can Rowville conjure here? Will be winding the ruck. He loses out on this occasion. Just a high kick out of defensive 50. Greaves goes at it. Got 2 hands, so couldn't quite bring it down. McIntyre gets it forward. That was Timothy McIntyre on that occasion. Verrill just took his man. Didn't get the ball. Garner's been hit down. Kind of confused about how he hasn't got a free kick, but play continues, and they'll bring it out now through Young. Young goes down the line. Edwards again. He's done well to get a few marks here. Edwards to butcher the handball, though. His teammates in immediate pressure by Greaves. Schruck dropped the footy. Absolute hospital handball there from Tyler Edwards, and Zach Greaves will be awarded with the footy.
So Greaves goes to Durayo. Durayo goes to Windsor. Windsor on the to the Smith direction. Couldn't fight. Gets smothered by Young, his old teammate. And that's going to be a ball up. So a 6-point lead to Rowville. South Belgrave have been brave all day today. And that's going to go out of bounds yet again for a boundary throw in. The hill is filling up, as you can see. Beat onto that. Down at Rowville. You're going to get the beggar on the hill. And the two rucks going at it. Makers gets it out there. A kick inboard for Rowville. Where will this one go? And Tim Smith takes it out, and it's going to be yet another boundary throw in. If you need the score, Rowville 6-11-47 to South Belgrave 5-11-41. We've gone 17 minutes in to this third quarter, the premiership quarter. Sean Makers just grabs it out of the ruck, finds McDonald. He's got Saintsthorpe around, but Lou, the very trusted backman for South Belgrave, marks this one. Tyrese Lou plays on immediately inside the forward 50 for the Saints. Who's going to fly? DeRayo involved for first to get there. He's young and he is wrapped up, and we're inside the forward 50 of the Hawks attacking goals of South Belgrave, sorry, I should say. Tucker involved yet again for the Saints. Shinemakers involved. Smith there. The big guns everywhere in this game, and it's going to be wrapped up yet again. Bit of some afters as well. Jordovic involved. Coming to the club from Domvale. Shinemakers gets the hit out again. Jaworski involved, and it's going to be another wrapped up. It's going to be ball up.
So another ball up. Inside the Saints forward 50, they'll be looking to even the ledger here as the Rays in pursuit. Umpire calls for a ball, boundary throw on, I should say. So 6 points the margin. So we're inching closer to time on in this third quarter. The wind's starting to rip through Seebeck Oval, as I'm sure you can hear in our effects mic. As the ball might fall a bit short. Tucker looked to just take it with the left hand. Now it's in the hands of Smith. He's giving a piggyback right to his opponent.
That was Swainston.
So we're just waiting so that some laces can be tied there.
Who is it? Can we get a...
Nick Showmaker in there. He gives Clay Tucker a bit as well, as if we weren't all waiting for him. So now it's that man Showmaker who gets the footy. Now it's in the hands of McDonald. His kick spoiled out of bounds. Or smothered out of bounds, I should say. So another boundary throw, and as Roger Mazzone makes his way back into the field of play. Big first quarter from him, but hasn't quite had the same impact since. So it'll be Mitch Garner, it'll be Nick Showmakers. Once again, footy will hit the turf. Garner now taps it out. Edwards looking to turn tackler, couldn't quite get there in time. He's Daniel Wine, gets away from one, gets away from two. Ooh, maybe a bit of a stiff out of bounds call. The boundary umpire was right on it there, so we'll give him benefit of the doubt. We've got a boot in the hands of the trainers here. So not quite. Nick Showmakers is just without a left boot. The things you see at local footy, so I love to see him kick one on the left at the moment. That must have been the issue with his laces, as Garner just taps it down. Not really to anyone's advantage though. Rowville looking to extract it. They do well. Lovely handball over the top. Foot in the hands of McDonald. Great shepherd there by his teammate as he squeaked the kick inside, looking for Duffy. Duffy's got a bit of work to do. He looked to dump it off to Seth McDonald. Couldn't quite do so. Maybe a high tackle. Umpire says nothing doing. We're on boot watch for Nick Showmakers. He's gone on one back now from the trainer. But play will resume in the corridor. Wine goes up uncontested. Just got the right tap down. DeRayo dragged down by Duffy without the footy. Umpire saw it, says holding the man. Duffy pleads his innocence, but I'm not really sure what he's pleading for at that stage as DeRayo gets the footy back. And he'll assess his options as he looks straight down the corridor to McIntyre. Went through his hands. Still numbers here. Blaze Jordovic, right foot, hits up the lead. It's a chance of South Belgrave to draw level, and it comes to Damien Garner, who's already got one for today. And he'll kick from about a 45 or so degree angle, more or less 50 metres out. He's just being redirected onto the line. We're kicking from about 50 metres out. His run-up's about 30 at this stage. So we'll see if he's not too gassed by the time he gets to the man on the mark. But here he comes. On the right boot, kicks on its way. Looks to have pulled left, and it has. Just the one behind. So as we are 21.5 gone, scoreboard reads Rowville 6-11-47, South Belgrave 5-12-42. It's the Hawks by 5.
Young does the kick in, finds his teammate in Coughlin. Coughlin does a short kick to Edwards. Edwards, we get a good look at this. Taylor involved. Well done, Braden Ryan. Well done, Braden, as he gets it forward. Does the Saints do. Smith involved. He can kick a goal. Tim Smith, take it, Bill! And it's through for a behind. Got a bit excited.
It was through for a goal. I don't think you were by yourself there, mate.
Yeah, so that's through for a behind. Excuse my excitement. This game's getting exciting though. Rowville 6-11-47 to South Belgrave 5-13-43. 22 minutes into this third quarter. The Saints are charging at the moment. Garner will be first to get this at this stage. Ryan, geez, he's having a good third quarter. Edwards involved to Davey. Davey does a hand pass. First to get there is Smith. He tried to kick the impossible. Now he's going to set up his teammate. Who's going to get there first? It looks like it's going to go to a Saint in Julian. Snap around the corner by Garner. Where's this one going to go? Tucker involved. Tackle laid. Geez, this is intense footy. They get a hand pass, but it's a kick. That was by Julian. Oh. Julian! What a goal! And the Saints are in front at Seebeck Oval. Rowville 6-11-47 to South Belgrave 6-13-49. We've got a ball game on our hands at Seebeck Oval.
That may as well have been an agility drill from Griffith Julian there. Stepped in and out and through about 3 different Hawks defenders and then just kicked it. And from the second it left his boot, looked good. And it was. So South Belgrave retake the lead.
Rowville, it's barely gone in there forward 50 at the moment. Might have to swing some magnets, does Ben Wise.
Well,
and it's looking pretty dangerous at the moment for Rowville.
Yeah, Ben Wise did swing those magnets around at quarter time and it worked well, so we'll see what he's got to cook up. But for now, it's not 3/4 time just yet as the Rayo's kick goes forward. Intercept mark taken and the Hawks will look to go quickly. They'll look to Cole Clow. Couldn't quite take the mark. Kid's right on him. Cole Clow taps it to himself. Now gets it. Evades Kid on the left boot. Gets it forward. There's a man at the back. Can he get to Taylor? No. Daniel Wine says no. Does the 360 spin away from him. But the handball goes to Seth McDonald. Wine runs him up in a tackle. Now South Belgrave still with the footy. Holding the ball. Great intensity around the footy once more. And just a bit of discussion about post-game plans happening on the turf here at Seebeck Oval. But nevertheless, the footy's in the hands of Jonty Duffy. As he might almost be able to play on, because I thought for a second that Roger Mazzone had a bit of cramp, but no, he'll look to just set himself.
He's backing himself in.
So here's Duffy from about 55 out. And he's hooked it. Oh, it's coming back. Not enough.
We had a good look at that one.
Gee whiz, righto. So just the minus score for now. So 1 point in the margin. As I look to bring it out with South Belgrave through Kidd. He's got DeRayo down the line as another option. Mazzone's past him. Instead, we'll stab a kick through the middle. Look for the big Mitch Garner. Got it to him perfectly. Beautiful kick that. And well taken mark from Garner to reciprocate. He's looking left and right, not quite sure where to go. Gives the handball receive off. Now they'll look down the line. It's DeRayo against the big Ruckman in Showmaker's kick was perfect, but just out of reach of DeRayo. And we'll have a boundary throw in centre half wing. Just to note, Blake Martin Gale had turned his ankle before but stayed on the pitch. I still don't think we've seen Curtis Flakemore from that early hit though.
Yep. Good find there. This is crunch time footy. We've gone 25 minutes into the third quarter. Brolick, the captain, the general, to his partner in crime in McDonald. Wine picks it up. He scoops it up. Here come the Hawks. Brolick, can he unload? He does a short kick to Taylor, but it doesn't sit. Taylor tries to smother it down, but the Saints, how good is this? Greaves gets a kick, and we get a good look at this one. Great mark taken by DeRayo. What a game he's having. He does it to the centre of Seebeck Oval. Mark taken. Will it be 50? No, it won't. It will be going to a Saint. And it's going to go to Baron Grant. The Saints defence is really holding up. And he just bombs it inside the forward 50. Who's going to fly? Where are the Crummers involved? This is dangerous. Jaworski, cool, calm and collected. Goes to Swainston, takes a bounce. He's just going to hand pass it out to Schruck. Schruck tries to. Hand pass delivered. And the Hawks can try scoop it around, but the tackling pressure's been intense. Does the don't argue. Doesn't get called. Schruck gets out on the outside wing. And the ball is going to race, and it's going to go through for a boundary throw-in. So it's going to be a boundary throw-in on the outside wing. It's intense, good Friday football. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Scoreboard reads Rowville 6-12 to South Belgrave 6-13. A 1-point lead to the Saints as they get it inside. Davey involved. Same with the Saints in McIntyre. Geez, he's having a good game. He bombs it forward. Who's going to get there first? And it's again going to roll out, and it's going to go for a boundary throw in. 27 minutes in to this third quarter, the premiership quarter. And you wouldn't believe it, the newcomers, the Saints are in front.
I've been keeping an eye on Nick Schoenmakers for Rowville in the past few minutes. He looks absolutely spent. He had a cramp before and he was just getting a rest behind the footy, but he's now back in the ruck contest, and to join him as always is Mitch Garner in there. As the footy will hit the turf, neither ruckman really getting to a Brolich, reels it in, gets it to Coghlan. Coghlan should just go across the defensive 50, does so well. They've got numbers now if they just go short to their right, but they won't do so just yet. Stead played on, just kick wide to Verrill, just reeled it in. As Blaze Jordan extends the mark. He's got Young down the line, but doesn't go to him instead. Kicks it into his captain inside the middle to Brolick, still inside the defensive 50 here, the Hawks. Just maybe looking to slow the game down a bit as the numbers flock to the left side. Just a chip kick to McDonald. Gee, that might be his 10th touch of this term already. Wouldn't be shocked if it was more. As the Wiz, as we've been calling him, will just look down the line. Lockman had to make a contest of it, did well to do that. Tyler Edwards couldn't quite get the footy at the second time of asking. Now they're going to bring it out. And just walking it over the line was Griffith Julian, who's had a very good game himself. So we'll have a boundary throw in, true centre wing just in front of us here at Seebeck Oval. So the Rucks will go at it again. It's Garner getting a right hand to look to get away from Lockman. Couldn't quite get away from the other man in Jaworski. Jaworski wraps him up. So another ruck contest in here. This time will be Lockman once more. Who's able to bring it out? Bennett to Lockman to Brolick. They'll go backwards to go forwards. Kick will fall a bit short. Mav Taylor has to make a contest of it. Couldn't quite get there as it's reeled in. With Roger Mazzone standing under. He's got cramp himself.
Don't need a
maybe just some tight calves. So he'll get it to Zach Greaves. We'd love to see a bit more of what this man's got to offer, as you saw in the first quarter. He'll just go backwards. So it seems like both teams are just kind of waiting for that three-quarter time siren at the moment to take stock, and he'll go back to Mazzone. Well smothered by Taylor, couldn't quite get up in time. Mazzone there, Taylor applying pressure. Kick was over, Mitch Garner, well taken. Diving mark, not paid though, maybe a bit stiff.
I think it bounced.
So bounce is the call, so umpire will call for it. I think there's another cramper there in the middle. Everyone's dropping like flies, but they're doing a lot of push on. Holding free kick, going the way of Mitch Garner. Thought about a handball off to Zach Greaves, chose not to. Just wait for his teammates to get inside the forward 50 and dump it about 25 out, leading up Tim Smith. But pushing the back free kick, going against him. Gee, it would have been a massive moment to pin one late, just like Rowville did in the second quarter. But it wasn't to be for now as Smith mans the mark. 30-30 on the clock, gone in this term, so the siren should be soon. Overcooked the kick, it's gone straight out over the outstretched arms of Zach Greaves. We'll have a boundary throw in centre half wing. It is the Saints by 1.
I think the players are waiting for that three-quarter time siren, Chris. It looks like it. The players look very eager for that siren. Garner just gets it out of the ruck, tackled by Lockman. And there you go, Chris. And everyone watching on EFNL YouTube, we've got a grandstand finish down here at Seebeck Oval. It's the Saints 6-13, 49 to Rowville 6-12, 48. We've got a grandstand finish coming up for you. Stay tuned on the live stream. You don't want to miss this final quarter. The goal kickers, we got Taylor Garner, he's got 2. Calvin Torreo's got 1. With Ben McIntyre, he's got 1. Damien Garner with 1. And Griffith Julian, how can we forget with that goal that he kicks? 2 for Stainthorpe, 1 to Maverick Taylor, 1 to Edwards, and 2 to Lucky Wine. Stay tuned. We've got a big third quarter to come at Seebeck Oval, where the Saints lead by a point. Welcome back to Seebeck Oval. It's fourth quarter action, and boy, do we have a grandstand finish It's South Belgrave 6-13-49 to Rowville 6-12-48. It's a 1-point lead to the Saints. It was almost like the other way around. I think Rowville kicked 4 goals by half time, and South Belgrave went, no, we're going to do one better, and we're going to kick another 4 goals. So great start here. It's going to be the wind, I reckon. It's going to go to the left where it looks like the goals will be kicked. Can Rowville run out the new boys in South Belgrave, or will South Belgrave come out and make a statement and say, hey, we're in Premier Division for a reason here? And I'm joined again by Chris Cordes. How do you see that? How do you see that third quarter? It was good footy by South Belgrave to control that.
Yeah, well, it was interesting, wasn't it? And it's, there is a bit of wind here, but it doesn't feel like, a 3 or 4 goal breeze, but that's certainly the way it's playing out. So I think you notice it more towards the end, maybe, the likes of Rowville just struggling to get it out of defensive 50 a bit. But definitely interesting. And we'll see now, we mentioned pre-game about Ben Wise and how, Rowville were focusing so much on their strength and conditioning and how they might, if it comes down to it, be able to just run over the top of South Belgrave. We're about to find out now. So it's really, the stage is set. And also, before we get into that, we do owe some thanks from the good people at Rowville. I believe it was Donna. Was it Donna?
Donna Eichhoff. Jessie, of course, Jessie's mum. Unfortunately not playing today, but she did. She looked after us with a couple of cans. There's water. We've got food. We've been looked after.
Cans of soft drink.
Yes, yes. Yes, no drinking on the job, I guess.
Got a chicken schnitzel burger that was very, very nice. So
if
you're at a Rowville away day, or if you're here to support the home team soon, go grab yourself one of them because they do a very good job. But anyway, back to the footy.
Thank you again to Donna Eichhoff as well for what she's done. She's just a Rowville through and through person, so it's great to see.
And of course to everyone else in that canteen and all the other volunteers that really make these days possible. We are getting ready to get this final term underway. We have the stage set. From what we've seen, we'll get about 31 to 32 minutes of this action. And if we're lucky, it might come right down to the wire like it has so far. So to lead us off as the umpires are getting ready, it will be Blake Tennant.
Here we go. We've got a grandstand finish into the 4th quarter to end this great Premier Good Friday footy. Rowville and South Belgrave. The Saints lead by a point. And we've got a finish to come. Very, very good here. Sean Makers gets it out of the ruck. And Rowville get it on the attack early with a clearance kick. And it's going to go out of bounds, through for a boundary throw in. It's a good start there by Rowville in the first clearance of the day in the 4th quarter. The boundary umpire will throw this in. The 2 rucks going at it, Sean Makers and Tucker. Get a kick there, but Rowville got the numbers out. Brolick to the wizard. McDonald can line up. And it's going to go through for a behind. And now it's a draw. What are you doing next week? That's the score is a 5-13-49 to 6-13-49.
Well, McDonald almost deserved a goal with how good his second half has been so far as Saints work it out to Mazzone on their defensive 50 arc. Got a few options, but he's being told to look down the line just towards us. If he kicks it to me, I'll try and take a mark if he wants. But Cal Verrill now playing a bit higher up the ground, gets it to Bennett off the ground. There's Schoenmakers, gets it wide. Now he's Mav Taylor. Taylor just chips one inside and waiting there and happy to take the mark is Swainson. So Thomas Swainson with a chance to break the deadlock here. It was anointed up at 49 each. And he'll have to kick this one a bit like what we saw from a few of the South Belgrave players in the 3rd quarter. From about 55, 60 out. It's only a slight angle, but the angle won't be his concern. It will be the wind. So might want to start this on a bit right as in comes Swainson and he sets it out to the right. Maybe got the belly, the ball a bit. It could drop short and it's come off hands over for a rush behind. So we're in the realm of big points here, and that's one of them as Rowville take the lead again, Blake. We are 5-14-50. Or 6-14-50, I should say, to 6-13-49. As Sean Makers takes a mark and gives it to Verrill.
Verrill gets it on, but there was a smothered ball. McDonald gets it out, 2 winds. And then we're into it. Kick by Colclough gets smothered. Rowville wanted ball. You can hear them getting a very their voice is being heard. They get it to the broadcast end here. Chapman will get there first, but unfortunately it's not going to be a mark. It's going to be a boundary throw in. So we get a good look at this at the broadcast end where we are at the moment. A 1 point lead to Rowville with just 2 behinds. The boundary up by will throw this in. Tucker and Sean Makers in the ruck as we speak. They were just going to fire it, and who gets a clearance kick? It will be South Belgrave. Tucker was laid, and it's going to be a ball up. Bailey O'Neill, the umpire, will call this one up. There's the 2 rucks. Tucker, Sean Makers in the ruck. Tucker gets the hit out, but Rove will get it with Jaworski getting tackled, and it will be another ball up. We're at the centre wing where we are at this stage. Brolick involved. They get a kick to Windsor, gets that one. Couple chain of hand passes. Mazzone gets a clearance kick. Where's this one going? There's players going for this ball. It's going to sit out the back. First to get there will be Julian. Kicked a great goal in the last corner, and he's going to be holding the ball, and it's going to go to Rowville.
So it'll be the Hawks with it. I'll look to just switch play. Do so through Verrill. He's been very good as this game's worn on down back. Standing up tall when his side needs him. You're in the back pocket now, doubling back to provide an option is Jaworski, but he'll be ignored to go long down the line. Shawmakers is under it. Well taken mark by Swainson. He just stayed in. They've got a few numbers through the middle now if they can get a pinpoint kick going, the Hawks, but they'll slow it down. Now they will look into that corridor. Mark taken. And a few options for a handball receive here for Kane Young, but instead he goes by foot. Looks for Taylor. He got a good grab at it. High contact going against Daniel Wine though, so Taylor will have a set shot at goal. It'll be on a 45-degree angle. This kick will, again, come from just around that 50-metre mark. We've seen a lot of shots there so far, Blake, although the wind has been going in and out a bit. It's really been the distance that's attributed to what's been 27 behinds in this game so far.
Yep, so the wind is definitely going to be crucial in this as Mav Taylor's taking the Ben Brown run up here.
So we'll go in, throw it on the right boot. He'll definitely have the distance. Goal umpire moving across and signals for a behind. So another big behind, pushes it out to 2. 51 plays 49, Hawks by 2 as we are past the 5-minute mark in this final term of action.
So Taylor Garner will take this preceding kick. Hawks doing the scoring early in this quarter with 3 behinds. He gets it forward. Mark not taken. And there will be a chop in the arms free kick going to Clay Tucker. What a year he had last year for the Saints. He's got time, Windsor. He gets a hand pass. Here come the Saints. This is good ball movement. They give it back to Windsor. Windsor has the ball. He's on the pocket end of South Belgrave's attacking 50. Who's going to fly? Graves involved. And it's going to be a boundary throw in. So we're on the pocket of South Belgrave's attacking 50 here. This is dangerous. The Saints have really converted their chances. Rowville haven't really got going. 5-15 they've had today. The old saying, bad kicking is bad football. As the boundary umpire throws it in. Tucker involved, but Sean Makers gets the hit out. Rowville get the clearance kick. Where was this one sit? Tyrese Lou's got the ball. He gets tackled, and it's going to be a boundary throw in. So well done there. That was by Swainston. He's having a good say in this game. So it's going to be a boundary throw, and we'll get a good look at this one. It's the boundary umpire. Throws it in. Taking its time. A deep breath. Throws it in. The 2 rucks going at it in Garner and Sean Makers. Sean Makers just drags it out. And again, it's going to be another boundary throw in. So it's just going to go, this quarter might go for 32 minutes with all the delays in play that we've got. So the umpire takes another deep breath. Sucks the big ones in. Throws it in. The 2 rucks. Garner and Sean Makers. They've been out it all day today. Cole Cleve gets his kick smothered. And it will be thrown in yet again.
So true centre wing will have this ball re-enter play. With Mitch Garner and Nick Showmakes to go at it again. Both big men hands on their knees. As soon as this footy's in the air, they will compete for sure, and they'll do so now as Showmakes taking back position, got the better of the body work as Garner can play. McDonough thought on the boot, looked to get it to forward 50, did a bounce on the line. And they're consulting, yes it did, so it will be a boundary throw-in. A little bit of a tough break for the Saints, but they'll have to earn their keep in defensive 50 now. So I'll be wind in the ruck this time. Mitch Garner stays in the black Guernsey. Wine in the brown and gold. He fights to the front. Footy hits the deck. Edwards big hit as he tackled McIntyre, but stayed alive in the contest. There's the other McIntyre now extracting the footy. Brolick gets it. Touch play on his call. Got away from Jordovic. Now looking to bring it out is Ben McIntyre. Gee, it's absolute bedlam at ground level. Kovlin gets it out. There's Jaworski. Sends it inside. There's a lead up. Great mark taken.
Edwards.
It's Tyler Edwards there. Been much more imposing when the footy goes into the air in this second half, and he has a chance to impose his presence on this game even more. The kick will come again from that familiar 50 to 60 metre distance, 45-degree angle to push it out to an 8-point margin to replicate the number on his back. It's Edwards as the kick goes on its way, starts right, stays right. Will it have the carry? Contest on the goal line, rush behind. Although there's a whistle, so it won't be the behind. It will be a defensive free kick for the Saints. And a chance for them to reset. So the scoreboard remains at 6:15, 51 to 6:13, 49. It's the Hawks staying up by 2 points as Innocent Mark's taken on the wing.
So McDonald takes in the intercept mark on the outer side wing where we are. Bombs it inside the forward 50. Who's going to fly? A lot of Saints around this ball. Garner's involved, and he's just going to rush it through. So 4 points to Rowville. South Belgrave yet to score, and that's not a great kick, but the ball stays in. The Saints bombing in forward to Jaworski. He takes a good mark. He's got numbers. He's having a look at his options. He might back himself here. Wouldn't this bring the house down? The star recruit coming from Wandon. Kicks 116 goals in 3 games for Wandon. Part of his time there.
3 games?
3 years, sorry. 3 years. Jeez, I was going to say. 3 years, sorry, my bad. As Jaworski lines up. Can kick his first for Rowville in the colours. It's coming back. It's looking good, but it's not going to make it. Taylor involved. Sorry, Davey involved, and it's going to be the centre square.
I think the issue now is Rowville keeps settling for these shots from that 50 to 60 metre range, and they can't consistently get them the distance.
So the ball's going to go wide, tries to go for the soccer kick. Jonty Duffy involved. Edwards, the big guns in Rowville all around this. Tackle laid. And it's going to be a ball up. A 3-point lead to the Hawks here. Chris, we've got a grandstand finish.
Yes, so it will be Wind and Garner in the ruck. Wind wins the tip, not to advantage though, as Belgrave will just dump a kick out into spiralling torpedo. Spare man, perfect hands there from Stainthorpe. Read the fly beautifully. Bennett wanted it in the corridor, didn't. Instead they'll switch through the middle, through Tyson, Schruck. Now they'll go back to Bennett in the middle. He takes the mark, still too far out. What can they conjure here as he looks wide to the lead up of Taylor? It went over him, but it fell into the waiting hands of his teammate in Lachlan Wines. And if you're into your stats across footy, Lachlan Wine last season averaged 3 goals a game, and he's got 2 at the moment. So it might be a bit of a precursor or an indicator as to what we're about to see here. As we also see Anthony Brolick coming off for probably what is his last rest of this fixture. They want him back on quickly. But it will be Wind from quite a tight angle close to the boundary line. Kick will come from a little bit closer in, from about 45. This to put his side up by 9. It's on its way and it's hooked wide. So make it 6-17. Plays 6-13. Big day for the goal umpires, isn't it?
I know, just waving the flags.
And I tell you, out of the 30 behinds we've had, I reckon 25 of them have been down that hill end.
Yep. As play resumes. South Belgrave slowing things down. They do it. Stainthorpe will be the first to this one. He marks. We'll get a good look at this one on the boundary side. He's got Coughlin if he wants the short option. Does a short kick to Jaworski. Hawks are slowing things down. They're leading the game with 6 behind, so they're doing good things at this moment in this last quarter. To the wine direction, jumps high, mark taken. And I think that was that Edwards, our man? No, it's Swainston. Swainston can line up. Just got the same look about themselves.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So Swainston can line up and put Rowville in front by 10 points. And they can go to 1-6, I believe, for this quarter.
For the love of this great sport, please just kick the goal.
So Swainston can line up and kick Rowville's 6 of the day and get a 10-point margin. Oh, he does that. The crowd let him know. Rowville are back. And they take a 10-point lead 13 minutes in to this final quarter. The Hawks up by 10.
Gee, as much as I would have loved to see this game stay within a kick, I think that goal needed to happen. I think that needed to happen, just settle the nerves a bit. So we're at 10 points now. You're right, Blake. It's 1-5 since three-quarter time now for Rowville, whereas South Belgrave yet to score. We have seen now that hill end, trying to exit that 50 has become quite difficult in this second half.
So it looks like South Belgrave is going with Tucker, Smith, Derario, and Griffin Julian in the midfield. So it's over to these three to get them over the line.
I've got this work cut out for them with this Lockman doing the relief rucking. Tim Smith looks to extract it, gets the handball out, gets it to Julian. He'll go backwards to Kidd. Kidd looks inside. Footy, we hit the deck. Swainston's around it, so too is Mitch Garner. Garner looking to use that big frame. He was to shield the drop of the footy, and it will make its way out over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Inside the forward 50 of South Belgrave. What do the new kids have on the block as we are nearly 15 gone, which would be about halfway through this final term? As a matter of fact, it's Mitch Garner with the footy, so umpires must have spotted something there, maybe in the back, but who knows. So a massive kick, increasingly tight angle here as he's on the boundary line. He'll go for the drop punt as well. From about 40 out, it would take some of Mitch Garner's best as it's on its way. And he's caught it skinny out on the full, so footy will stay there, but it will stay in the hands of Callum Verrill for now. He's had a very good second half in this game. The more that Rowville have been challenged, the more that he's stood up himself. Well, he's actually Liam Coughlin in this occasion, who himself has stood up well, as he'll look into the corridor. Good body work from Davey as the footy comes out. South Belgrave a little distracted. Kidd got spun around but did the full 360. Advantage paid. Bennett gets it to his teammate in McDonald. McDonald goes wide. Taylor at the drop of the footy, wrapped up immediately, not letting go anytime soon was Braden Ryan in defence.
He's got a cramp by the looks of it.
So we'll see if Rowville's fitness is where they say it's at, as they look to defend this 10-point margin at the moment. It's Tucker in the ruck, wins the tap quite convincingly. Bennett brings it out. They'll get it through Damien Garner, who looks down the line. He looks to his brother Mitch Garner. It's going to come out the back. I'm more than happy to see it over the line. Is Stainthorpe. Boundary throw in centre wing on the far side. As we await the boundary throw in, and it comes now. So the rucks go at it. Lockman, Tucker to relief ruck. Smith looking to hit the packet pace. He'll get it out to Blaze Jordovic. Jordovic kick inside 50. Forced to Stainthorpe. Stainthorpe's been brilliant so far there. Blake gets the spare man back. Umpire's taking a tumble. Nothing doing, says the other umpires, though, as the marks there is taken by Stapleton.
So Stapleton try get an easy clearance and kicking for Rowville. And a mark taken for South Belgrave. Tries to do it on the outer side wing. This is good ball movement. Jordovic gets it going forward. Farrell involved. Stainthorpe again. We called him really well, and that one was not a good kick, and it's going to go out of bounds on the fall. Thank you to the 248 people watching as we speak right now. As Coughlin gets it to McDonald. This is good ball movement here by the Hawks. tackle away by Smith. And it's going to be a ball up right now. So nothing called. Tim Smith wanted to holding the ball there. Doesn't have those powers, unfortunately. As they get the forward kick, the mark is taken. That was by Young. So Kane Young plays on, looking for his options. Looks to the centre ball. Bennett is involved. So Bennett picks it up to Mav Taylor, who just kicked it on the boot. He does so. Cole Clow involved with this one. Can he peel the sealer? Gets tackled by two Saints, and it's going to be a ball up. Scoreboard reads Rowville 7-17, 59 to Belgrave South 6-13, 49. We've gone 18 minutes in to this final quarter. Wine just gets it out of the ruck, and he's tackled very strongly by Clay Tucker.
They'll have no issue with that, Rowville. Any stoppage in the forward half now is a bonus.
So Tucker gets the clearance hit out. The Saints, here they go. They get a clearance kick. But there's plenty of Brandon Gold, Martin Gale involved. But here come the Saints. They're out here with Dureo. He moves it forward for the Saints. Smothered, well done. That was brilliant. Well done by Callum Varell. He saved it there. Sainthorpe involved, but went in. That's going to be high. And the ball is going to come back. Sainthorpe will have that one. As you said, Chris, they're looking very smooth at the moment. And a mark is taken by McDonald on the outer wing. The Hawks looking to go back, but Tim Smith scoops it up, kicks it inside. Who's going to fly? McDonald's there, and it's going to go rolling through. It's going to be a boundary throwing, or no, out in the full. So it's going to be out in the full. Seth McDonald will have where this stays. He gets it, an inside kick to the captain in Brolick. Brolick slows things down, but on the move straight away. Tries to go to Kane Young. Kane Young, he's got pressure by Saint, but drills it forward to Bennett. Bennett plays on. There's one-on-one to the wide direction. What a mark. And he's had this say on his game. He's kicked 2 today, and this could be number 3. And I don't want to say, Chris, but could be the sealer.
Josh Bennett's outstanding in the second half.
So Lockie Wind can line up and put Rowville to a 16-point lead heading into the final quarter. Time's on as we speak. Lockie Wind can kick goal number 3. Potentially the sealer. Lines up. There you go. Lockie Wind kicks it. And I hope it's not the end, but that could be the end of the game. Lockie Wines kicks his 3rd, and how good is having the big fella back at Rowville full time here. And the scoreboard reads 8-17, 65 to South Belgrave, 6-13, 49. We've gone 21 minutes into this final quarter.
Well, they just haven't had an answer for him at this stage, South Belgrave, the big man. As soon as he leads up, he's reeling a lot of those footies down with him. At this stage of setup, Blake is very committed full time to the club. This is going to be a danger for any Premier Division defender that might be tuning into this one or looking back in it in due weeks or in due time, as Showmaker's looking to bring it out. Zach Greaves in the centre bounce attendance list now. As Lockman's wrapped up again. Any stoppage from here, Rowville will welcome with open arms as they push the margin back out to 16 points. Now will be Garner winning the hit out. Bennett takes the tackle, more than happy to at that. So still even numbers around the ground from what we can see. They'll look to bring it out through McDonald. Durayo's around there for South Belgrave. Can't quite extract it himself. There's Zach Greaves. His handball got blocked. There's McIntyre stepping inside. Look to get it to Mitch Garner, but his opposition number in Showmaker's got there first. They're looking to bring it out now through Schruck. They do well. Bennett, Colclough, chaining up through handballs. Now they go by foot. Look for Wine. It went over the top of him. Well taken, innocent mark there by, I believe, Matt Evans. And they'll go down the wing, look to go quick. Woody's just kept in and is now ushered over the line by Liam Coughlin. So a little boundary throw just in front of us. True centre half wing here, 22.5 gone. Rowville by 16 in this Good Friday Premier Division clash. First day of the season that we've had footy back in. How good is it? As bit of a bump in the back as Mitch Garner gives away the free kick. Is it to Showmaker's handball? It's to Brolick, side a bit of candy. Gave it to Young, spiralling kick inside 50. Out the back, Wine shrugged it free. Gets it to a teammate, Jaworski, and it's across the face and out for a behind. So he pushes the league out just in a minor way. Makes 17 points the margin at the moment as Blake Tennant is going to bring us in with this kicking.
Yep, so 8-18-66 to South Belgrave, 6-13-49. You say the game is almost done right now as Brolick, the captain, marks it in the centre of Seebeck Oval. The Hawks just trying to slow things down. And a kick to Young. Short kick finds Stapleton. And he's going to go for it. He's back on the ground. And an injury I've felt. So he's fine now.
And he's going for it from there.
So Stapleton, this is right on 53 metres, I would say. It's going to take a big kick from Stapleton here. The Stapleton lines up. And it's a mongrel sort of kick. And it's through for another behind. So 8-19-67 to South Belgrave. 6-13-49 as we've gone 24 minutes into this final quarter. And they try find going for Stainthorpe. Geez, he's had a great afternoon. He'll probably be in my votes today, I would say. Don't know about you, Chris, but he's definitely in mine as he drills it inside the forward 50. Who's going to fly? And a short inboard kick. And the Saints could be off here, but again, they're just slowing things down. Rowville. No easy possessions. The kick, that one is to Ben McIntyre. He's had a pretty good afternoon. Kicked a goal, of course. And he's going to drill it to Tim Smith direction. Big fly, big mark, taken. Cop one as well. And he drills one inside the forward 50. Who's going to fly? And it's Young. Oh, sorry, Brolick, the captain. Both got tattoos.
The captain stands tall there with that captain's effort, and now they get it out to that man in Kane Young, who takes a bounce, gives handball off to Jaworski. He can go short again and does so through Tyler Edwards. He just goes to ground and gets it off to Cole Clough. They've worked it forward nicely now. Wine diving, takes the mark. And he'll go back and take whatever time he's allowed to take off this clock here. As we're now at 3 kicks straight, 18 points the margin. So he's right on the boundary line here. He'll be kicking from about 50 out or so. Probably a little bit more here. As kick goes on its way, G will have the distance, but across the face of goal, we'll go the whole way out for a boundary throw in. So Rowville will not have any concerns with that whatsoever. Locks the footy deep in their forward 50. As we're just waiting for play to resume. As the ball, or the boundary throw-in just goes straight up in the air. Seemed to hold up in the wind, so there is quite a bit of wind out there, as I'm sure we've all realised by now. Even the boundary umpire's having a little bit of trouble with it. Down at the hill end, as it's now been dubbed. I hope that name can stick, courtesy of our very own Blake Tennant here in the caller's chair. As the Rucks will get ready to go again. Nearing 27 minutes gone in the fourth term. As Wine does the rucking. Duffy was around it. McIntyre throws it on the left boot. Brolich goes back with the flight. Pulled out of it last second. Coughlin gets a handball out wide to Davey. Davey one more. Edwards steps inside. Brilliant work. Sends it to the top of the square. Packed forming. There's a few there. Was there a pull of the jumper? Yes, there was. And it was a free kick to Rowville, meaning advantage paid, meaning goal kicked. So Rowville get another, and that is surely the dagger of what has been one of the most interesting 32 combined behind games that you are likely to see. But it's one of the joys of local footy as Rowville go 9-19-73. Not quite sure who kicked that one, as we'll go back throughout the stream to try and pinpoint the man and give him his due credit. But to Rowville fans, that'll be a very welcome sight as they'll move to 1-0 in the season. For South Belgrave fans, this game has been far from a bad result, although they won't get the win. They've made a very good account of themselves. And for Carlton fans, if anyone's flicking over from the AFL, congratulations, you're now a Rowville fan.
So they bring it in forward to the Saints. It's a big win for Rowville today. They flex their muscles in a big last quarter to the Hawks. They've got a lead of 24 points right now. Tries to go for the Taylor direction. McDonald gets this one back to Taylor. Taylor with a centering ball to Bennett's. And it's not 15, the umpire says. Duffy's involved, swoops it out, and it finds Cole Clow, and he does it. They call him the tip rat, I heard being told, and he drills that one forward. And that is the 30-point leaders to Rowville, 10-19-79 to South Belgrave, 6-13-49. We've gone 28 minutes into this final quarter. I think, as we said, that fitness is just really taking a stamp on this game.
Yeah, well, we see it now, and it's combined with that win favouring the Hill End. You know, it's just not quite been the quarter that South Belgrave are hoping for. It's now 30 points of margin. Cole Clow kicked that one. The one before that, the advantage paid. That goal went to Seth McDonald. So it's now 10-19-79 to 6-13-49. South Belgrave still looking to keep it alive. Clay Tucker gets a bit of a makeshift handball going to Greaves, who gets it to DeRayo. Stepping inside now is his teammate. They work it out to Griffith Julian. His kick goes long, goes straight and goes through. So muted celebrations, but Griffith Julian gets his second of the day. And you know, on a day where South Belgrave win this game, potentially, he's certainly within the votes.
No, he's had a good stamp for this game. I don't know, is he come to the club? I don't know, but he's had a really good game today. And
he's not on debut in my records, but obviously he's on that VFL list with
and
Box Hill.
There you go. Rowville with a statement win over South Belgrave. They run over the top of the Saints with a big win, 24 points, 10-19-79 to South Belgrave, 7-13-55. That is your full-time score. Rowville flex their muscles into another big 2026 season.
Yeah, that's right, Blake. And unfortunately for South Belgrave, first account of themselves in Premier Division, failed to score in that fourth term, but still showed lots and lots of signs of improvement, of potential for the future. A very good account of themselves today. We'll go through the goal kickers before we leave you all to go. Lachlan Wine with the 3, keeping his ratio from last season going. It was Kyle Stainthorpe with 2, and then singles, of course, to Tyler Edwards, Brock Colclough, Mav Taylor, Seth McDonald, and Thomas Swainson. And on the other side of things, for the South Belgrave Saints, it was 2 to Griffith Julian, who had an outstanding game himself. Singles to Damien Garner, Ben McIntyre, Calvin DeRayo, and Taylor Garner. Blake both correctly tipped this outcome, but before we go off air, your votes please, or even just the best on ground if you'd like.
My best on, I think it would have to be, I reckon, Kyle Stainthorpe. What a game he had just in the back line. Really showed where he belongs. He's just that agility. He can play forward, he can play back, he can even sweep in the middle if need be. I thought he was terrific for the Hawks. I'm going to go 2 votes. I thought he was terrific in the first half in Daniel Wind. I'm going to go 2 votes to him. I thought he was really good when it mattered, when the game was really on the line for the Saints to lift. And I reckon off the half back, I think Kane Young, 1 vote for me.
Yeah,
what are you backing?
Very nice. I've gone somewhat similar in some aspects. I thought there was a lot of South Belgrave players that stood out, but from the Rowville perspective, I think it was, where have I put him down now? From a Rowville perspective, I had Lachlan McDonald, 3 votes. I thought the impact that he had in the second half, although his first half was a little bit quieter, really went a long way in swinging the game towards their favour, so I went with him for 3. I'm actually going to go 2 votes for a South Belgrave player. I thought there was a few of them that did very well. Daniel Wine was one of them, as you said. Griffith Julian obviously had a very good one. I really liked the game of Clay Tucker. I felt like he did fizzle out towards the end a bit, but especially in the first half when they were doing well, everything was kind of going through him. He was the aerial target. He was doing groundwork as well, which was very good. And then one vote, I'm going to go to Kyle Stainthorpe as well. I agree. I think it was very handy out the back, especially late on in the game. Every dump kick forward just ended up in his arms and went a long way in bringing this result home.
Yes, there you go. A very happy team at Rowville today. They are winners by 24 points on this Good Friday clash. The Saints will be right. I feel like they're in a good spot here, and a big win to the Hawks. Well, this might wrap us up here for Good Friday footy on the Easter Friday clash between Rowville and South Belgrave. Chris, awesome to call alongside you today, and enjoy your weekend.
Yes, thank you, Blake, and you too, mate. Of course, pleasure to be back in the footy and pleasure to be calling next to you.
No worries. Everyone have a very safe and sound Easter. Stay safe on the roads this Easter long weekend, and we hope to see you at the footy next week for the Eastland Match of the Round.